Hello, guys. It's your pontiff here. How you going, guys? Hello. Hello, guys. It's your pontiff here. Hello. Can you hear me? All I wanted to say was, hello. How are you guys going? Guys, what can I say here? It is so let's get the show on the road. That's right, guys. Membership is how I support this channel. Membership, that's right, membership. Okie dokie. Let's get back into the program here, guys. Shit, what the hell's going on? Worst $2 expended. Here we go. We're back on the air and we're live. What's going on here, guys? Did you have a good sleep? What's going on? Saturday night. I was talking to a few friends yesterday. Well, a few people I know. I don't really have any friends. Let's have a look here. What's going on here with the what's going on with this PC here? Guys, it's your pontiff. What the hell is going on here? Hello? Can you see me? I don't know what's wrong here. What's going on? Hello, guys. It's easy. We've got to get some guests on here. Let's get some guests. I don't know what to say here. Reboot. Sorry about that. There we go, guys. I am back here. Let's get the crew on now in case we have another Bobby Google moment. Another Bobby Google moment. Guys, I'm sorry about that. We're back on air. Yeah, what can I say, guys? I was talking to a friend of mine and he's a 50-year-old guy, 50s, and he's angry. He's angry. Mike the Snake. We got Mike. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hello, Archie. I'm doing great.
Mike the Snake. I was talking to a friend of mine who's 50 years old yesterday.
He's angry?
He's angry because I don't know how to put this politely. He's angry because he's 50, right? And he started to go onto dating sites. And the only women who like him, he said, have no money and unattractive to him. Can we say that?
Well, I have to say I've tried a couple of online chatting sites, and honestly, when I look at 50-year-old women, it's like dating my mom. um,
It feels
I'm not
like that.
attracted to women my age. Maybe it's
No.
my childish mentality.
You good, Archie? You alive? You online?
Hey, yes,
live
we're
now?
live. Sorry, Marcelo. We had a technical hitch there. We had a small hitch. Are you okay, Marcelo?
Yeah. I'm checking
Sorry.
because I'm doing with two
Two
with the
cameras.
phone. And
Yeah,
yes,
I'll
so I
post
wanted
the
to.
link.
Yeah. I
We got
need-
producer Mark as well there. Producer Mark, how are you?
Hey, Archie, how are you? Pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, I was talking to a friend of mine. He's 50, and he's very bitter and angry. Okay.
What do you do?
Okay, so he's gone on the dating sites, and he said
Oh boy.
the only women who are interested in him have absolutely no money, and
That's why they interesting in him.
and they have absolutely no money, and they he doesn't find them appealing.
Well, there are a number of problems with women our age. You know, they have kids.
Yes.
Could I ask a nice question? Does he's appealing?
They often have kids.
Sorry? What's
Sometimes
that?
still in the
Does
house.
he's appealing? No, you answer. What do you
He's
want?
okay. He's okay. He's fairly fit. No, he's okay. He's a bit of an arrogant fucker. Okay, he's a bit arrogant. Okay, his mouth is his biggest hindrance.
Hey, producer Mike, how you doing?
Good, brother. How are you? How are you? Mike the Snake. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's
Producer
going
Mark,
on?
when are we going to do the car show? We got to
How's it
do a
going,
car
Producer
show.
Mark?
You know this?
You tell us, Archie, when you want to do it. Me and Mike are ready.
Because we could do it after this show if you like.
Oh,
Nah,
that'll be too late. I'm
I
half
think you
dead.
said that it's too late.
Too late. It's a
Yeah,
stinker.
The timing's too
Okay.
late, and plus my evening, I have to do a bunch of stuff after the show.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Look, let me just say this to you, okay? He's been looking around and he hasn't been happy with. By the way, guys, could you just super chat? I want to see if that's working. Bear is in the house. Bear.
Oh,
Bear is here. Bear is here.
Hello,
Hi,
Bear.
everyone.
Hello, Bear.
You're amazing. You're the rescue. You're amazing.
Bear.
It's good to see you, Bear.
Good to see you
Bear
all,
is the
guys.
best.
Thank you.
We
Bear.
love the
Trying
bear.
to.
Bear,
Thank
I was
you, I love
talking
you
to a
too.
friend of mine who's 50 years old. He's really angry.
Why?
He's gone onto dating sites, and any of the women who like him, they have absolutely no money. They live in a really, how do I put this politely, a really shithole suburb. And he doesn't find them sexually appealing.
But those are all strikes out.
You tell me.
I think he's looking at the wrong place.
What is the ages he's looking for?
So where does he look then?
I don't know.
The older you get, the harder it gets. I can say
How
that.
would you and I know that, Archie? Seriously.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, look, you work in hospitality. You see a lot of beautiful women every day.
Absolutely. A lot of beautiful women working for me, a lot of beautiful women coming and being a guest and so on.
Yes.
You know what? Actually, I always considered a restaurant successful if it's loaded with beautiful women.
Oh yeah.
Am I
Women
right,
brings them
Marcelo?
in. Absolutely.
Otherwise,
Women
stay
bring-
away. Otherwise the place is not right.
So, is
Women
something wrong with
bring
the
it-
super chat? Super chat now,
Yeah,
guys.
they
Super
might be
chat.
broken. They might be broken.
Yeah.
The super
After that
chats might be
reboot.
All
broken.
right. Let's keep the super chats coming.
So what are you saying then? I got to be totally honest with you. I'm not quite sure if I understood you there.
Go ahead.
He's angry. He's angry. He said he wasted his time with women. He wasted his time with his ex-partner too long.
Yeah.
And
So
when he's
was he
gone back
married
on,
or was he married or was he?
he had a long-term de facto relationship.
Mhm.
And now he's angry because he said what's left over is garbage. That's what he said to me. He said what's left over is garbage.
He needed to wake 10 years earlier.
And he himself, is he a catch? Is he?
He has money.
He's got money, eh? So why does he
Well,
care if
he's
they
halfway
have
there
money?
then.
Sorry?
Why does he care if? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah,
perfectly.
okay.
Yeah. Why does he care if they have money? You said they have no money.
Oh,
so
because they
that-
want to spend his money. That's the reason he has money, because he doesn't spend his money.
I
That is-
see. I
Like
understand.
he doesn't want to get into a. He said okay. He meets this woman who he's not that attracted to, and all of a sudden she wants to move in. She wants to. He goes, hey, hang on a minute. I just want you as a bit of squeeze before I upgrade you.
Let me see if they're actually serious that super chat is not working. I'm gonna give it a test
Yeah,
here.
I'm not seeing any super chats.
Somebody said doesn't work. I'm gonna check now. So
Super
Actually,
chats
does
are
he have
not
kids?
coming through.
He does. Sorry, they're coming through or not?
Archie,
No.
guess what?
What?
I hit 1,000. I hit 1,000.
Hey man. Oh, it's working. Look at that. It's
you
working.
nasty
There we go.
vinyl panthers, you liars.
Liars.
go.
Look at this.
Here
Bear
we
Clooney,
come, here we
$2
come.
test.
And here's
And
our
show-
friend, James.
Showcase watches £4.50.
Exactly, James.
Get super chatting, you cheap fikers. Don't let crushed nuts put you off. Arch needs the support or he will end up writing more books. Hello, oh the humanity. Let me just tell you this. I had a good talk to him. He's angry at the world. You know what he said
Okay.
to me? Something very interesting, okay?
Super shit.
Here we go. Cameron R, $5 New Zealand.
Thank you, Cameron. You're
He
not
said-
nasty vinyl
said-
punter.
He said when he married, he had this girlfriend, right? He
Mhm.
said after he'd been with her for a while, she turned asexual.
That's not a girlfriend then it's
Oh,
just a roommate, I guess. I don't know.
That's what you call 10 years of marriage.
You know
Really?
what? You know what helps a lot?
Not in my case, Paul.
A really
No.
nice car.
he actually, I got to tell you, you know, it's Bear. You're a very lucky man. You have a very Bunny Clooney is 1 in a million, Bear.
Thank goodness.
That's not just the normal representation.
I guess so. I wouldn't know.
And Bear, I mean, seriously, he's also told me something else that's quite alarming. He also told me he's selling out of all. This is why I'm bringing it up. This is sort of the intro. He's getting out of watches completely. He hates the hobby now.
Oh, by the way, somebody just corrected me. It's pronounced vial. We know it's pronounced vial, but we like to say nasty vinyl counters.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you for correcting me.
Correcting.
Timber
Thank you.
Tramp, you need to watch Archie Luxury show much longer to understand the depth of intricate little elements.
Yes. I've got to tell you there, what he said to me is he's getting out of the hobby. He
Why?
actually,
Why is he getting out?
he just feels, he just feels the hobby itself there isn't really going where he wants it to. He's just an angry man. Okay. He's 50. He's angry. Okay. He can't pick up. He can't
You need
pick
to
up.
put the anger in something, Archie. You need to spread in something.
He can't pick up.
Well, with the money he gets from his watches, he can buy himself some women.
You know, it's kind of it's not exactly, that's not what you want to do. Buying it for short time. It's not like he just said it's just very, very uneventful. You know what I mean? It's just
Couple of
very,
super
very
chats, Arch.
Of course.
Super chats are coming in. Tongo Bongo $2. 10,000 budget. What dress watch to get? Look for $10,000. JLC. Marco Mega $2. Thank you so much, Marco Mega. Cameron R $5 works. Let me say this to you. What would I get for $10,000? You know what? You could pick up a Cellini. Would you get a Cellini?
Super chats coming in.
Cellini, 10,000 US. I would take a white gold Cellini time only.
Really?
Wow.
Guys,
even maybe Rolex Prince, but I probably go Cellini time only.
I just
white
pinning
gold.
the message there for Blue
Thank
Shirt
you, Paul.
Buddha,
Thank you.
that I was, I agreed to do that till the 11th. Let me just say this to you, Bear.
Can you make us all equal? Thank you.
The world is a very nasty place, Bear. It's not easy. It's not easy.
This affected you in some way. Eh? You were thinking when you heard this, eh?
Well, he's right.
Archie, the question is, does he really looking for a woman or is looking for a sex partner? Because this is what he seems he's looking for.
Good question.
If so, you have the money. I mean, you're over 50. You're not going to get let's say a 25, 30 years old girl falling in love crazy with you. It's not going to happen. So
excellent
you need to come
point.
back to reality.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
just
no,
stop.
my dreams are crashed, Marcelo.
Mike.
Yeah, like a sexy chick going to run after me. It's not going to happen. You need to come back to reality. That's why you're finding the leftovers.
Okay. You serious about that?
I'm sorry.
Archie is making a good point there. I mean,
the good news is, I said to him,
right,
countries like Japan and Thailand, they still have some decent looking 40-year-old women which might fall in love with him. Would they? Would you say that? 40 or 50?
Absolutely.
Did you ever
notice in like the 20s, 30s, 40s that most women married 40 and 50-year-old, most 20-year-old women married 40 and 50-year-old men?
Yes.
But I mean, that's not the way it is
Showcase
now.
watches, £4.50 super chat now.
Right. More
or
super
feel
chats.
the wrath of the second edition of Luxury to Last. I'm serious, guys. You then think the pandemic is bad, you should read the book. Let me say this to
super
you.
chat, so we start talking watches, guys, please. Otherwise, Archie is gonna go from depression to the steam engines to the fucking real estate. Then we're gonna touch a little bit on the fucking cars. Then we're gonna get. It's going to be disaster, guys. Disaster. So super chat, so we can get into some watch talk.
Yes.
Well, Archie, you mentioned $10,000. I mean, there's a lot of watches in the $10,000 range.
$10,000 is a good budget,
Yeah, I mean, but
$10,000 US is a very good budget.
There's a lot of watches, but unfortunately, Rolex and Patek are out of that category.
What does reversal like yours go for, Arch?
I think those there, it depends. If you're buying, they're expensive. If you're selling, they're worth nothing.
Well, what is the
$10,000? $10,000.
So there you go. That's a great choice for the dress watch.
Beautiful
super
watch.
chat.
Here we go. We got another super chat. SR Bell, $2. Listening to Marcelo is worse than a hemorrhoid.
Esther Bell, I'm actually kind of feeling neglected. Please get to the program, and you know I should be your main target. Okay, leave Marcelo and go after me.
Showcase watches. We got to talk about Showcase watches, £1.80. Bear at least you aren't on a concrete boat yet.
Oh, we're getting there. Showcase watches. The way Archie started his show with a fucking
That's in the
50-year-old
works.
depressed guy who can't get laid but has all the watches, and now because he cannot get laid, he wants to quit the fucking hobby.
Okay, I think the best
Come
thing,
on,
yeah,
Arch.
but you know what he's told. You know what he's getting rid of, don't you? You know what Rolex is. This guy's a bit of a flipper. Let me just tell you what he's getting rid of: a Coral 41 Oyster Perpetual, coral
So-
red.
That's a very high in demand piece.
And he's also getting rid of the other piece he had was a Milgauss black dial.
Okay, again, I wouldn't, but hey.
I don't know what to say anymore. It's just a here we go. That watch boy, $2. Pull up that watch boy on Instagram. More
For promoting the
$2.
Instagram, the $2 is not sufficient. Sorry about that. We can just mention it, but at least $10 to promote the Instagram, guys.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
turn the aircon on, guys. Let me turn
$10.
the aircon on.
$10 for a full.
Yeah, to actually get a link and show it. I mean, $2. Come on, man. I just did $2 for
different
test.
stream.
Am
Yeah,
I right?
$10.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We gotta get these super chats up.
Yankee Doodle, let me answer to you without the super chat because I respect you. Marcelo, for just the way he stood to those bastards and the way he actually managed to show us what a nasty bunch of assholes they are in their WhatsApp group, racist hatred, toxicity and everything. He deserves to be on this show forever and ever. So there is no way we're getting rid of Marcelo. I couldn't care less. He did an amazing job exposing toxicity of the people who claim to be about the watches.
Oh, thank you so much. But you know what? If you really want to put me for today, at least $100. I think
Yeah,
in the day
okay,
off.
fair enough. $100.
$100
I
would be
want to be good
Very
for
well
$100
said.
as well. No problem.
I got to tell you.
I can be booted for 50.
We have
Go,
discount.
producer
Susan
Michael.
Chesterfield III, £1.80. Why would anyone buy Tudor over Omega?
May I just comment how attractive this lady is?
Yes, thank you.
Tudor makes great stuff.
Tudor makes great. Why would you buy Tudor over Omega? Because some of the Omegas suck.
Yeah,
Omega
only has a couple of models that are really worth owning, and then Tudor, the same. You know.
You would buy Tudor if you actually want to experiment a little bit because Rolex doesn't experiment. If you want to experiment with materials, if you want to have a high reflection of heritage pieces like Black Bay, if you want to have something completely different like a Nord flag, Tudor gives you opportunity to experience where Rolex doesn't go. Like you can get a bronze watch, you can get genuine silver.
Got the no crown guards. I mean, that's amazing.
So there is an angle of Tudor that I think is very systematically, methodically chosen by great minds of Rolex. So they give you opportunity to experiment in Tudor while the Rolex goes through the slow evolution, creating
there we
a
go.
perfect
Super chat.
timepieces.
Showcase watches, £1.80. Secret Omega price increase. December 1st is coming. Shit. Not another one.
That would be there was one in April, right? April or May. So that's relatively
Have you seen
soon.
the new Tudor releases?
I gotta be totally honest with
Tudor's
you.
releasing a new Pelagos.
Yeah, they are. That's correct. There was a sneak preview, like a fake shot on the what's the soccer player? Oh my God, it just escapes me. The promoter for the Tudor.
Messi?
No, not
Maybe,
Messi. The English player. Come on, guys, help me. Somebody.
Beckham.
Yes, it was on his wrist. It's Pelagos.
Is he a good role model to have for Tudor?
Yeah, he's cool.
He's
He's
cool.
cool. I think
He's
cool.
old now.
Certainly
He's
better
old now.
than
He's getting
Lady-
old now. He's getting
Yeah,
old.
but he's still cool, Arch. He's still cool.
Sheen is cool.
Sheen is cool. Yes.
His wife is from the used to be in the Space Girls.
Hey, what's your dog doing in the back there? Have a look. He's
love
ripping your
Sheen.
carpet up. Hey, Mike, the dog is ripping up something in your room. Get him out of there quickly. Hey,
Yeah,
what are
look
you
at
doing?
Mikey.
Actually missing 3 super chats.
Here we go.
super
That's
chats,
that
Arch.
watch boy, $10 as you command, Bear.
All right,
that
let's
watch
take a look
boy,
at his
the watch boy. Let's go and have a look.
Instagram.
I'll just get these other ones quickly. SR
Yes.
Bell, $5. Bear, do you still play with your Star Wars dolls? And if so, do you even know that female Janet? Yes, that's a bit nasty.
No.
$5.
I do play with them. I make like a Darth Vader fight, Han Solo, and so on, and it's quite enjoyable. Thank you, SR Bell. Thank you very much. Appreciate your super chat.
Yeah, and Marco Mega, $2. Can Marcelo take the weekends off? Give us a break.
Yeah,
Marcelo can
pay for
take
it.
off whenever he wants, and he can come here whenever he wants.
That watch boy. Let's bring this baby up on the Instagram. That watch boy. Let's bring it up, baby. Holy shit.
Let's see.
That watch.
And that watch
Boy.
boy, if we see some Pateks and we see some expensive pieces
have a
there, and it's a $10 only, we're gonna be pissed,
trying
man.
to. He's really trying to increase his coverage because I can tell you that Instagram is bloody hard. Let me say this to you. Instagram. I'm trying to get some traction on Instagram itself.
£1
And-
from Toyota Mo's big toenail.
£1 from Toyota Mo's big toenail. £1. What the hell is that? Looks a disgusting foot.
I
doesn't it?
know, like seriously.
Yeah. Okay, and we got £2 from and Alexandros Foti, $2. Arch, the link, please. Here we go.
What is the link, please? I don't know what he means. Does he want
link
Oh,
to
to join
jump on the
us.
stream?
Okay.
Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at it. That watch boy, he's got some nice stuff there. Look, I must admit, he's got some nice.
Well,
Pelagos.
Oh, he's got a few. That's interesting with guitars and watches. He's got
Yeah,
an
there's
AP,
some
a
nice
Rolex, some nice
pictures.
stuff there.
Yes.
That Hamilton's a bit dicey.
You see, this is the problem start here. Look the girls that he's looking for. Come on. Forget about it.
I think that's his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be cautious.
He's got a
you're not
Cadillac
making any
Escalade. He's
stupid
got a
comments,
Cadillac
guys.
Escalade. Look at that, a Cadillac Escalade.
That's a nice picture. Nice.
He's got a
Yeah, you're very nice
doggy.
Instagram, sir. Very nice Instagram.
Very nice. Look at it. It's always Omega. What the hell's that? Look at that. He's got some nice. He's trying to. How could he get 5,000 subscribers with this stuff?
Well,
No
obviously, man,
offense, that watch boy.
he's working on it, Arch. Even this is a way of him getting some subscribers, right? Promoting
Yeah.
it on your channel.
Yes, yes.
So this
I gotta-
is.
I gotta tell
this
you guys.
is-
I gotta tell you, it's. He's got some good. Please subscribe. I'm gonna follow him now. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I'm following him now. I'll.
Archie,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
that's
I got
okay.
my
I'll
hands
send
on
that.
a very interesting watch.
2 super chats.
Just hang on there. I'll just show you my profile while we're here. This is my Archie Luxury profile. Heaps of stuff
Oh,
here.
man,
Watches.
lots of
Look at
stuff.
I got. This is what I don't understand. Why don't I have more Look at this food. Look at this. Look at that burger. Look. I'm sorry, guys. I am
Yeah.
totally sorry. Here we go. Showcase watches.
Because you don't really promote it, Archie. This is I watch you all the time, and this is probably the first time you're actually showing your Instagram. You don't
Showcase
promote it. You
watches,
don't talk about it.
£4.50. Only people in the hobby for the wrong reasons would not buy Tudor. This poor man's Rolex bull is rubbish. Tudor stands alone and broke away from Rolex. Good point.
I agree,
SR
James.
Bell,
I agree.
$2. Bear, would you give Mark G a reach around for 100,000? I would.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't
And
think twice.
Fantastic 1872, £5. Bear is the best. Give a growl.
Nice.
That's it. And SR Bell $672. Marcelo is why some people are anti-Semitic. That's
Oh,
not very
this is not
nice.
Come
nice.
on, man.
That's
Come
not,
on.
not. I got to tell you, why
No,
isn't
but
my
no,
Instagram?
hang on.
Look at this.
Why is that bad question? Why is that bad question? It's a good
Ah,
question, actually.
yes.
Why are
That's-
some people anti-Semitic? Why are
No.
people racist? Why are people homophobic? Why are people
No, that's not
fucking...
that's not what he asked, Bear. That's not what he asked.
Why
He
is he
said
asking?
He said Marcelo is the reason why people are anti-Semitic.
Oh shit!
It's the reason people don't like Jews. This is the.
Well, actually, to
Yeah.
be honest
Well,
with you, Marcelo
Yeah.
to
I
me
don't
think
looks
he's
more
very good.
Latino.
I gotta.
Marcelo, I never seen you. I just recently found out that you're of Jewish faith, but to me, you look very Latino.
And because he's Brazilian. He's
Yeah,
Brazilian.
my mom is Brazilian background.
And
Yeah,
also, you know what? I don't think he's a very good Jew because he never celebrates any of the holy events.
Well, he's obviously
I
not.
mean,
He's
I gotta bring Larry David into this. I
You're
gotta-
lucky my
Yeah,
father don't
Larry
watch the
David is
stream.
the best, man.
Yeah,
The
I love-
best.
That's
The super chat.
exactly. Here we go. Here we've got Alexandros Foti, £1, thank you. And we've got Jean Sebastian Faber, $5. Paul Bear was right again. You should collab with Tim. He is cool and recently found a legit niche angle in terms of content. Yeah, well,
We agree. We are asking Tim to join us on the live stream whenever he's free. Absolutely, he's always welcome here.
Look at this. I just want to show you quickly. Bear, would you eat this burger? Yes or no? Just a yes or no.
Yes.
With the chips?
Yeah, of course.
I would eat
Coffee?
it
Would
with
you
the
put the
chips.
salt and cracked pepper on?
Yes.
What about this, Bear? Would you eat this?
Yes. You asking me would I eat that?
Soup,
Absolutely.
noodle
Oh,
soup,
I love
Vietnamese.
that. That's a pho, eh? That's a pho.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I love pho. I
Uh,
love Vietnamese food, man.
Italian?
Oh, that pizza! I actually seen it on your stream on your
Yes.
Instagram. That pizza, by the way, looks delicious.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's $30, but it's expensive.
A beautiful pizza, man.
The
Beautiful.
pasta, would you eat the pasta?
Of course. The only food I'm not crazy about, to be honest
about
with
this?
you. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Is there calories in that?
Oh, it's tons, millions. You don't when you eat like this, you don't think calories. Come on.
No,
Actually, how many people are sitting eating all this food as I see?
that's my food. Go away. Tell them to go away. What about these?
Paul, my son is vegan, eh?
Yes.
And I
Singapore
don't know
noodles?
how he does it. I have no idea how he does it.
I got to be honest with you.
Look at
Why?
this.
There's so look. I got to tell you, look, there's heaps of posts. Look, there's watchers. Please, guys, you got to subscribe to the Archie Luxury.
May I give you a suggestion,
Instagram.
Archie?
What?
Instagram for a persona like you should be about personal life and different things you experience throughout the day. It should not be about the watches, really, because the watch content on your Instagram is not as exciting. Like when you start taking 15 fucking pictures of one Calatrava, it kind of gets old. But, going with wife for lunch and dinner, going for the trip, showing the Brisbane, going for a haircut, I don't know, all kind of shit that gives us another dimension of Archie luxury lifestyle.
See, what I like to do is, the description, I like to cut and paste it into 20 photos to make
I
it
know.
easy. Because I fucking hate
No, I did also similar things.
Hello,
and I met,
humanity.
Hello, humanity. Here we go. Neo, $5. Hello, humanity. Oh my God, I've got the best story. A new script will begin. I'm going to type the story in the chat. And we've got
Archie.
Marco Mega, $2. Since he is here, can Marcelo make a bird noise?
Marcelo, please.
Archie, I got a
Hey.
new interesting watch clock. I'd like to show you.
Sure, we'll have a look. Just give us a
It's
look.
a wall-
Vlad
it's a
is
Waltham.
telling me, Arch, that you
Yes.
posted the
brand
GoFundMe
is
link.
Waltham.
Shite. Sorry.
This is a.
Sorry about what? What are you sorry about, Arch?
I'm posting
This
it now. The
is a
link is.
clock
Okay.
out of an F4 Phantom.
Wow, looks like beautiful.
This is the
Marcelo,
clock.
can I just ask you something? Someone sent me a message and said maybe you've been kicked out of your home and that's why you're in the rest. You sleeping on the floor there?
I see. How should I answer this?
Perpetual time. Here we go. Alex is here.
Hi, Alex.
Hello. How is everybody?
Hello, Alex.
What's happening in the
Hello.
world of
How's it going?
watch makers? What's happening there? Tell me some updates.
Hey.
Give us an update.
Hello, Alex.
What's happening in the world of watch? Someone's got background
Muted,
noise.
Alex. Mute
Sorry, my I had two screens there. Yeah, all good. I've just been working quite late, and I thought I've just been on with Watch Gringa for a bit, and then I thought I'll come on here. I've always wanted to meet Bear Clooney as well.
Thank you very much, Alex. You're a great
No,
guest
it's-
on this show. I enjoyed your appearances always.
That's brilliant. Thank you. And I always admire your background. I wish I had a background like that.
Hey,
Honestly.
let me ask you: have you ever worked on a jet airplane watch?
No, I do get people that ask me, but I send them somewhere else. I send them to, I refer them to somebody else. And for the likes of me, I forgot his name. He actually does those. He actually does those instruments. He actually specializes in them, but I don't really work on them. It's not because I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's just
This is from 1969, from an F4 Phantom.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You better,
so
put, you,
that's
better,
quite
you better
nice.
put that part back before you get into trouble there, Master.
It look almost like a Belarus, that kind of.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a Belarus. It's quite big, isn't it? The Belarus are quite nice as well, but they don't hold well. You can get them on discount, can't you? They're not.
What about the movement? Is worse? Is worse at something?
What, the Belarus?
Yeah.
It's an
Belarus,
ETA, isn't it? The Belarus. It's just an ETA movement, which is ETAs are great. Look, at the end of the day, ETA helped the industry massively. People forget this. There's nothing wrong with ETA.
I think
but-
Swatch, they got greedy. They stopped releasing these things to the rest of the industry. You know, they
Yeah.
stuffed it all up. They made Rolex popular. You know, they really. I don't think they realized the harm they did to the industry.
I think ETA was getting a bit upset with the likes of Frank Muller and these other Master of Complications with some of the stuff he was doing, because a lot of his work was...
No, they were upset because he was making money. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's just rephrase that. They were upset with him because he was making money.
Look, I mean,
he was making more money than them. Oh!
No, listen, I've got a lot of respect for Frank Muller, because he did, even though his complications were just crazy, like the crazy hours. I didn't quite understand what the hell was going on there. I think he must have been doing too many drugs. That's just I'm not saying he does, but just allegedly. But I think he was just coming up with some crazy ideas. But he was charging a lot of money, wasn't he? And then the arse fell out of Frank Muller, and nobody wants to even service them or wear them now, which is a shame.
I
not
think
that bad. They still got some following. Frank Muller has some following. It's not as toxic as that. And Frank Muller is a bit like Cartier. Sorry, Bear, I'm going to say this to you. Frank Muller
it's okay.
is a design. It's like Cartier. Why does Cartier get away with the movement? Doesn't matter, because basically a lot of Cartiers for a long time they just used an ETA movement. Why
Archie,
does
we're missing
Cartier
some super chats.
get a Neo? Nothing is as interesting as my story, Bear.
I'm
Read it
trying
from
to
the
find your
chat.
story, Neo. I
Yeah.
don't see it. Where the heck is your story?
actually I met many women here with Frank Miller, and I think
Yes.
I did.
They like it.
Yeah, I did a
Very
video
elegant.
that I cannot post it because it was in a bar, so I need to hold
Yes.
it for 6 months. But that video, there is a girl
Archie,
there,
did we
like,
touch the Marco Mega super chat since he's here? Can Marcelo
Yes, we
make it?
did.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We did
Okay,
the
sorry,
bird noise,
sorry.
yeah.
Just
No, that's okay. That's
trying
okay.
to catch up.
Always good to double check. Let me just say this to you, Frank Muller. Look, I think it's one of these things. You know, some things go in and out of fashion. You know, you had flares in the 70s. You had, Gary Glitter was popular before. You know.
No, look. I mean, look. Frank Muller as a person, he's a remarkable watchmaker. He really
you're right.
is,
The
but-
watches, a little bit. It's a cycle. But there was a stage where Frank Muller was the hottest shit. Early 2000s, man. In Japan, they love. I know women who still have a Frank Muller because you know what happened. Let me tell you the story. Their glory days when they were beautiful and sexy and they had firm breasts. They were
Ah.
gifted or bought a Frank Muller, and they hold on to it to remember those times when they were hot, as opposed to now when they're not so hot.
Yeah, no, it was funny because I asked her, what Japanese girls like? She said, I like Frank Miller. And then I said, okay, there's girls, the Japanese girls. I heard Cartier is okay. Yeah, but I like Frank Miller. She didn't love
Frank
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 Miller.
Miller's still
Yes.
popular in certain countries, but in the UK, it's dead. It's literally dead. It is
Yeah,
finished.
I think the UK it was a bit different, you know.
It is,
The
but
UK.
with Frank Muller,
Hang
I think the good models are extremely expensive. Some of the tourbillons he did, you know, they're remarkable of what he done.
Master of complications, right?
Yeah, no, I don't remember what the stream I saw. It was a
The
Frank
only Frank Miller
the-
that excites me is the Crazy Hours, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
I don't know. I look at that Crazy Hours, and it is crazy. It's just most weirdest complication I've ever seen.
Yeah,
also-
that's why I like it, because it's different.
Yeah,
It's different. By the way, I wanted to ask you, have you been following GPHG? I wanted to kind of comment on some interesting winners. Overall, the great winner has been the Bulgari, the Archie, if you want to bring it up so we can actually comment on that.
The Extra Finissimo one?
Yeah, Octofinissimo, I think it's a perpetual calendar.
yeah. Well, if you
I know Archie's a big fan of Bulgari.
well, I'm a massive fan of Bulgari Octofinissimo. If you go on the Watch Gringa
So am I,
channel,
but Archie's not. That's why I'm kind of teasing him.
there's one on eBay. Even though I don't like titanium, there's an Octofinissimo in New York in titanium. I think it's 2018 or 2019.
What do
I
you
love
think,
that
guys?
watch. beautiful.
You
Stunning.
know, because we have the watchmaker here, I'm going to say what I found super fascinating and help me. This one.
So
the
Archie, the
chronograph one.
winner is
This is difficult to do,
Bulgari
right?
Octofinissimo Perpetual Calendar. Exactly the one you have there. That's actually the big winner of GPAG this year. It's only
Interesting.
5.8 millimeter in height, in thickness.
Very interesting.
You
Well,
have to admit this is something.
You have to see it in the flesh. This is all the Octofinissimos, all the slimline ones. You have to see in the flesh to appreciate them. It's the watch that grabs you. It really does. You really look at it and think, okay, this is. I don't know if you watch Paul Thorpe, but Paul Thorpe was wearing one of the Octoroma, I think it's called.
I have that one. Yes, it's a little bit thicker. I love that watch. I did not know Paul has that.
Yeah, I think it was 22 or 24K new, and I supplied it to him brand new for like 15 or something, 14, 8, 15. And I never seen one of those. And when it came to me, and even the box was as sexy as you can imagine. You open it, the way it opens, the watch. I just stared at the watch for 10 minutes, and I didn't even try it on out of respect because it ain't my watch. I know that sounds weird, but I don't try someone else's watch on if it's brand new. It's just something that I don't do.
Oh, of course.
And it was just astonishing that the way it was made, the material. I've never seen anything like it.
And you know what is interesting about this one? The automatic rotor is around.
No,
it's not like that.
Didn't Edda cut off like sales to private companies, forcing a lot of companies to go in-house?
Yes. So it happened to Tag, so then they took on. Then Solita came, but the problem with Solita,
what's wrong with Solita?
Well, at the beginning
Cartier's
stages,
making their own in-house now.
Well, at the beginning stages of Solita, they had a lot of problems with, like, I think the 2824 Solita, which is called SW200, I think, off the top of my head. The rotor, the reverser wheels started to wear within 6 months, so they had to. it's just research and development. They had to like obviously change the parts every so often until they could figure out what was right and what was wrong. But there was some teething problems, no different than when the coaxial first came out. There was some big teething problems with that. So this is what happens when you buy watches with in-house movements. There will be some teething problems and some
And no one
recalls.
has parts. Can I ask you this? Does any watchmaker make
If I may
parts
interrupt
readily
you for a
available?
second,
Sorry.
Arch,
Sorry,
because
of course.
Neo has paid a super chat to read from the chat what he
Yes.
wrote.
Yes.
So the Paris watch mattress was flirting with Marco, I'm assuming Pigsley, on the Watch Gringa channel. Here is why this is funny, but we really should let Pigsley know she's really a dude. Why also goes by the name James Arthur, aka Megan Arthur, aka High End Horology. By the way, these are the same people who own the ID Guy channel. He works for them. We've known about their scam for almost 2 years back from the days of Williams Discord.
Who's
So
the
basically,
Who's the Paris mattress? Sorry.
Paris Mattress is apparently someone that Pigsley has been flirting with. And I think that's very funny. And by the way, Arch, while we're talking about Pigsley,
Yes.
it's confirmed that he regularly not only watches but re-watches your live streams because he's working very hard in managing the damage and contacting people and trying to turn things around. So 70,000 is not 70,000. Things he said about people are not really things he said about people, and so on. It's just interesting that he's one of your most loyal viewers. Pigsley.
Tell me this. Jokes aside,
Hmm.
50, 60, 70.
70,
much
Arch,
money?
70, and we're not going to actually make fun of it any longer
No.
because it's being used in a way that it mocks it and makes it sound like we don't know what we're talking about. Anyone
Yeah.
that's been following it, anyone that actually has ability to add 2 + 2 can come up to that conclusion very easily. And it's a 70,000 Canadian, which is
Exactly. We can
equivalent to
follow the history.
70,000 Australian, which is about what, 55 US.
What
I'm
do you,
guessing.
I just really felt upset. I raised 70,000, helped him get 70,000. He didn't even say happy birthday.
Well, that's just shows his manners, nothing more than that. We have another super chat.
Tim S, $5. Would you rather own one watch from every brand or every watch ever made from one brand? That's a good question.
That's a
actually.
very good question.
I
I would
say,
rather own every single Rolex ever made.
Yeah, me too.
Wow.
but
Yeah,
maybe that
the
would be a
full
bit hard.
collection.
We'd have to go to a crappy brand like Bell & Ross or Frank Muller.
Archie, I would love for you to buy Bell & Ross. I think that would be such a good content.
I think we need to, we've already discussed this, Bear. I need to reduce some credit card debt. What do you
yes,
think? Good
yes,
debt,
yes.
bad
There's
debt.
no question about
We
it.
need to fix up some of that.
There. So I have a question regarding to what you said, even regarding to the picture that you have in the wall. What happens if you meet somebody that collect only a Speedmaster? It means only one model of one watch. That's it. This is his whole collection. Only
If you're going to collect only one model, Speedmaster is such a remarkable model, right? It has everything. I would say that's probably greatest choice. It's a
They
remarkable
have so
watch.
many variations too.
I don't suppose you saw that vintage Speedmaster on Instagram that was 2.5 million.
Yes.
Mike Woods.
Yes. What
Did you see it?
Mike Woods has got one of the best collections known
Gorgeous,
to
gorgeous. It's such a
man.
beautiful color, eh?
Yeah, let's call it up. Let's call it up.
Call
Let's
it
call
up,
it up.
Rich.
He's
Yeah.
a master of watches, Mike, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's quite an old guy now. He's been around the traps a bit, hasn't he?
You see 50 and cannot find girlfriend?
By the way, the woman there is
Have you met Mike Woods? Have you met Mike?
Yeah, I met Mike. Yeah.
No.
What's his channel called?
I I think what's his Instagram? I've got his Instagram. I think is it the old watch shop or is it Mike Wood?
Ah, the old watch shop. That's right. That's right. The old
I think it's the old watch shop. Yeah,
shop.
he's
There we go.
highly
Mike Wood.
knowledgeable.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, there it is. There.
Wow. Look at that.
Look at the beautiful
Wow.
color of that.
The movement in
piece.
that watch is also the 3-1, or is it
Yes,
different movement?
3-2-1 early. Because you can see
How much did this sell for? What was the price?
It says is that
2.5 million pounds.
2.5 there.
Wow.
But by the way, a question for the watchmaker: there is the different variations of that 3-1. I mean, there is a difference between them.
Yeah, there is different variations. Yeah, in terms of the movement, or in terms of the case design, or dial hands.
Movement.
Yeah, there is different variations. Yeah.
Of 3-1.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
The architecture or the finish?
I would think there is some different designs of the 3-2-1.
Oh, really?
I've
That's new to me.
never-
I never knew that.
Is
I've
the
never come
321
across-
similar to the Value 7750?
No, there's the
No.
3-2-1 and 7750. One is manual, and the 7750 is automatic.
Completely different.
Oh, okay.
Completely different.
Okay.
But I will say I've never come across a different design of the 3-2-1, but I will say there may be some variations, but I've never seen it.
It's difficult to work with it.
What, the 3-2-1s?
Yeah.
No, it's just a manual base chronograph movement. Parts are still available. But if something like that came into my workshop, I really probably not would want to work on it because of its value, and
Yeah.
you have to give it a sympathetic restoration, if that makes sense. You have to be really careful with what you change.
Super chat, Arch.
And if you change anything, you give the parts back. But you'd only change something that needs changing, if that makes sense.
Ron Batty, $5. How long will it take Rolex to put toxic poison brands like IWC and Panerai permanently out of business?
Not gonna happen.
I don't think they don't want to have 100% market share. Rolex is with limited supply. It helps these other brands, to be completely honest with you.
100%, Arch. 100%.
People
don't
to
realize,
understand, the Rolex is not Apple. They don't want to conquer the.
people don't realize how rich Richemont Group is.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
huge. It's massive. It's a massive company. It's huge. All the umbrella, all the brands that they've got is incredible. They make so much money.
Have you guys followed
they are.
the Only
Richemont.
Watch auctions? Is there any watch that stands out for you guys? Only Watch auction?
And by the way, guys, if you are here, just check out, if you're on Instagram, my favorite Instagram lady is Fetish Diva.
Fetish Diva.
She's a
Ooh.
Japanese lady, middle-aged Japanese lady who likes to dress
This
up
is
in
middle
rubber.
age.
Yes.
This is middle age.
Yes.
Your
yes.
friend, you know what? Sorry. Your friend should go to Japan.
Yes.
Fetish Diva, eh?
She's into food, which I don't like bananas, but on my pancakes. But I mean, I don't. And she's got real maple syrup. Look at this. She's also got. She likes some. What else does she do? Look at that. How could you not like that? No.
Well, did you show this to your
Beautiful.
We
Yeah,
have a
and
very interesting super chat from Neo, the Humanity
Okay.
King.
The Humanity King. Here we go. Neo, $10. If the professional trolls take down James Arthur and ID guy, your Saturday night competition goes away. Hint, hint. What Saturday night competition? What's he talking about?
I think he's talking about the ID guy. He has some live stream, and I'm not really familiar, to be honest with you.
No, his live stream is.
Let's
very,
go
very
back to
different.
Fetish Diva and bananas.
Yes.
Tell you what,
Fetish.
it's almost midnight here, and I'm looking at these pictures of this lady. It's not helping me.
No kidding.
Look, I like her. I really do like her. She's got
What do you like
8,000
about her, Arch?
Sorry?
What do you like about her?
Look, I think she's okay. What I like about her
Archie,
is
£1.
what I like about her
very
is
white,
she's
isn't
just
she?
very happy. She's just very happy. She's happy in herself. Like
So you like her happiness?
I like her. She loves very flamboyant. She loves to dress up,
She's
different
beautiful.
costumes.
She's beautiful.
She's also in her 50s. Okay, look. It's very. I like her looks. I like
Mhm.
look. She's into the rubber little accessories.
Mhm.
What I like
Beautiful
about her,
for
she's
her
got
50s.
style. I like her style. I like her style.
Does she know of you? I mean, you are YouTube
No, she's not a watch
celebrity.
person. She's not a watch or like. She's not really into really expensive. Like I think that's just.
Have you
she's
ever
just a gorgeous-
contacted her?
I have. I said hello to her.
And did she respond?
Look. I gotta
Talk
tell
to
you.
me,
Yeah,
Archie.
I
Talk
did.
to me.
I did.
Nobody's
She did.
watching.
She did respond.
What did she say, Arch?
Look, she doesn't speak English well, but she
There's always a Google Translate.
yeah, no, look, she doesn't want to do any YouTube. I asked her, I said, I want to interview you. She doesn't. Look, I just like
too bad.
I like this just
Wow.
confident in herself. That's what I like about her.
Could you introduce her to your 50 years old pal?
No, she's married. This girl is married. She is married. She's a
You
wife,
see the
screaming
good stuff
housewife.
he's taking.
She's married. She's actually married. Okay,
You see
but
the good stuff
I
he's
just
taking,
like her.
Arch.
I like her for being just. I think she's cool.
Well,
think
she's definitely beautiful and unique. That's for sure.
The
Yeah,
good
I think
stuff
it's
he's taking.
Pugsley Chin $1, £1. Thank you so much there. Look, I gotta be honest with you there. It's all very, very cool. It's all very cool, guys.
How many followers she have?
You gotta nearly 8,000. I like her content. But let's get back to this. Oh,
Takes
Alex
a lot
is
of
still there.
energy to make that
Alex,
much content.
I wanted to ask you there, Alex. Are there any big companies? I'm not talking garbage. Decent watch companies who have a readily supply of parts to independent watchmakers?
Great question.
Oh, as in companies that supply parts in the UK?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay, so it'll be Cousins. So there's a company called Cousins that supplies.
No, I mean, does a brand like does
Breitling,
brand.
IWC.
Sorry,
a brand
right.
who makes parts available for their movements?
Okay. Well, so let's go. Patek doesn't. Bulgari doesn't. IWC doesn't.
AP doesn't.
AP
Definitely
doesn't.
Does
Cartier
anybody
Rolex
actually
doesn't.
do?
Rolex doesn't. Look,
Cartier doesn't.
Probably
you have
any
to
of the
spend-
in-house brands don't.
Okay, Mike, you're not an expert in this. We're just going to mute you.
So, poor Mike, is he all right?
Mike's okay, but there's no point listening to Mike. Mike's not a watchmaker. Well, we're asking you the question.
Mhm.
So, if you can imagine, if you want to be accredited with Rolex, you really have to work with a company that sells Rolex now. Years ago, you could be accredited with them, and you didn't have to be. Yeah, but now they will
Actually,
only
Rolex
accredit.
used to give independents tools to open their shit up. They used to
Yeah,
encourage because they felt if so many people could work on their watches, it would help them have sales.
Yeah, well, it's the opposite now. It's so. I mean, I'll give you an idea. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm not going to say which.
Daniel Katz, £2, $2.80. Alex, Habring parts accessible. We'll talk about that later. Keep going.
Actually,
No,
I
actually,
heard-
it's a good question,
Stop. We're going to stop for a minute there too. Keep going, Alex.
Yes. So basically, I'm very, very fortunate enough to have people that supply me Rolex parts. They are not in the UK, so I'm not going to get anyone in trouble. They're not suppliers in the UK, so I'm not getting anyone in trouble in the UK. So people that I know can feel that they're not going to get investigated because that's not what I do. To the point where recently I managed to get hold of Sky Dweller movement parts. Now, even if you're accredited with Rolex, you will not have access to these parts. So isn't it ironic that I'm not accredited and I'm supplying somebody that is? This is crazy.
But tell me this: what makers do let parts go? What? Okay, when I
Is
say
there
makers,
such a maker?
what major successful makers, not garbage, makes parts available? Is there anyone who makes parts available?
Well, now Gucci is, believe it or not, Gucci is stopping it. They're all on this bandwagon of restrictions. But I will say I've got an account with Hublot, with Tag, I think with Raymond Wheel, with Zenith. What else have I got?
Well, that's funny because those brands, some of those brands are LVMH brands.
Yeah, LVMH
Zenith,
is actually
Tag.
yeah, they're okay. LVMH, they're decent in terms of accreditation. I'm waiting for my Omega accreditation. So the thing is, you have to be very, very careful when what you say when you're trying to get accreditation, because there's a certain company, I'm not going to say who, but they did a Rolex, a video about a Rolex Submariner, and they lost their accreditation. A very, very big company.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say who, but a huge company in the UK. Apparently, they did a video of stripping down a Rolex and then lost their accreditation.
Far out. They're so sensitive.
Yes and no. I mean, I can understand what they're doing, but at the same time, it's the consumer that gets hurt. It's the person that owns the watch gets hurt, because when they come to me and I explain to them, like for now, Breitling have seized all parts now. In the whole of the UK, they have closed their account down to everybody, even if you're accredited. So when people email me saying, can you service my Breitling, I actually ask for their contact number, because I don't want to just reply, no, I can't. I ring them up and say, look, this is the situation. I'm
Tell
really
me this,
sorry.
Alex, to be honest with you, there's no point, if you were a young person, I got to tell you honestly, there's no point becoming a watchmaker, because there's no access to parts.
Yeah, but you can get hired for the companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who wants to be a fucking employee, Bear? You eventually want to be.
They're getting paid well.
yourself.
It's high demand for the watchmakers.
I know.
but Bear,
I know.
the
I know.
problem is,
Valitors.
it's like a. Would you become a mechanic if the only parts you could get were spark plugs, oil, and oil filter? That's basically, and brake pads. You understand? It's like, and then this is how the whole industry is changing.
Yeah, but it was like that for cars, though. It used to be like that for cars, but in the UK, they uplifted the ban, didn't they? So now anyone can take their car anywhere as long as they're using original parts, and the original parts can be bought. So you can go and buy a part for your car, but you can't go and buy a part for your Rolex. They won't supply you nothing.
That's correct. That's correct. That seems to be the case in many countries. And they don't want to encourage. I mean, seriously, if you were starting again, would you become a watchmaker, Alex?
You know what? This is a question I've asked myself. I probably asked myself this. Now that I'm self-employed, I ask myself this, like, would I have gone to work for Rolex, or would I have gone to work for a company? I don't know. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would, because I've experienced some highs and some horrible lows. And I think it's the experience. You have to go through experience to achieve the utmost in life. You know, some people have it well all their life, but when I'm going to swear, when the shit hits the fan, they don't know what to do. I've had all sorts happen to me, and I've managed to recover and succeed. But would I change? I don't think I would. I think I still would be self-employed. However, I probably will change certain things. All I can say is, in all business, don't burn your bridges, because all industries are relatively small. So
but
watchmaking is very small business. So
except if you're in YouTube. In YouTube, you burned bridges like this.
Yes, I've been watching that. I'll be honest with you, I've seen that. And
if we can go back in time, I have a question for international YouTube star. Would you still become a YouTube international star? Did you ever ask yourself that question?
I have. I got to tell you this honestly. So in my case, just very quickly, Space Lord, $5. This makes me want to boycott Swiss watches. Do ETA provide parts to independent watchmakers? Also, Space Lord, the Germans do the same. You think Grand Seiko? Try getting some Grand Seiko parts.
Yes.
Okay? And try getting some Lange parts.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
Okay. Now, look, I got to be honest with you. I've done a number of things. I started a business when I was young, just the right timing, because I was into computers and I started selling a bit. I had middle class success. It wasn't super success like a Bill Gates, but a middle class success. Okay. So I always enjoyed working for myself. When I was working for other people, I was really fucking depressed. Okay. Unless the job had a lot of travel, I really eventually I got sick of. I don't know what it is. I worked. I don't know. Maybe I got to. So I always wanted to find my own niche. I always wanted to get back to working for myself. Unfortunately, I had family and mortgage commitments, and life is expensive, as you guys know. I had 4 children, which is not a. It's not a cheap way to do things. Let me
Not
tell
a
you
small
this.
task for sure.
And in all honesty,
Mhm.
I always wanted to work for myself. I didn't know what it was. I tried to sell some jewelry at one stage, which was, you know what? I had some good, because you got to remember, I lived in Asia, in Bangkok. I was in Singapore a lot, 2002 to 2004. So I had some good contacts. I tried different business ideas. And funnily enough, I didn't come into YouTube to make a living, a full-time job out of it. It kind of, I just thought, see, let me explain this to you. The reason I got into computers was because I liked technology. I liked new computers. I was so fascinated when I got an inkjet printer. I got a HP. I remember it cost me, they were $2,000 retail. I got it wholesale because I was sort of in the trade, $1,500. That was a lot of money in 1988. It was a lot of money. So I liked playing with this stuff. Okay. I liked it. I liked to play with technology. And that's why I started in YouTube, is because, wow, you can get video, you can
Mhm.
get photos, you can do sound and mix it together. I really liked it. I thought, this is amazing. I like to play with the technology. So I kind of I didn't set out to be a YouTube star. What happened was I made a couple videos, and a little bit of money came in. It was the money that motivated me. It's always been about the money.
I remember your
Okay?
video sitting with your wife and discussing should you go full time.
Yes, and to be honest with you, YouTube itself, there's a lot of negative to YouTube. Sometimes I think I would have done certain things. Like, Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. He set up that
Genius.
coffee shop, Spite.
Spite.
Because Boca Joe's banned him. Remember that?
Yeah.
See, I probably would have done a few things differently. Like my real name, Paul Pluta, I would never have probably released it like I did.
Mhm.
The reason I did was because my stepmother said to me, thank God you don't mention the Pluta name. As soon as she said that, every video, Pluta, that was a spite. Do you understand?
I absolutely
So
do.
Archie, I actually have a question for you.
In fact, I
regarding-
actually went to my family and said, for $5,000, I'll change the spelling of my name. For $10,000, I'll change it completely. They didn't want to pay. So I thought, right, Pluta is everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. That's what I
but
did.
Archie,
Let me tell you this.
You're making YouTube already 12 years. Now
12
thinking
years.
about that, would you change anything? Like, would you make I don't know YouTube about
to be honest
traveling,
with you,
about houses, about something
I
else?
think the thing is, you've got to be very careful. Let me just tell you this, Mr. Grand, $2. What was higher, peak business, peak YouTube? Yeah. Good question.
That is a good question.
Good question.
Can we guess?
Well, actually, I've got to tell you, I had my own computer business. At one stage, I made over 100,000, and that was in 97. So those inflationary dollars, if you bring that into a modern,
you need to equalize to compare equal
so
to equal.
that was probably the problem. Was I had a really, really good year, and then it was shit afterwards, and so it wasn't sustainable. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Look, I got to say this. Where this is a great business is that I like camera equipment. That's an instant deduction. I like travel. If I'm going overseas to make content, that's an instant deduction. You're not falling asleep, Alex, are you?
No, I'm listening.
That's
I'm
okay.
listening. I'm not.
I
falling
got to tell
asleep.
you.
I don't know.
So I got to tell you. So to be honest with you, there, I love the YouTube. I don't think I would go into YouTube fresh now. There's too many people doing it. There's too many watch channels. I was kind of fortunate that I was there early and I stuck it out. I had my own.
You were first, not
the
early.
first,
You were
yeah.
first.
Can I ask
Well,
you a
there were
question,
some
Archie?
other channels. There were always other channels, but
You the watch channels?
yeah,
you a
there was
question?
there was a few. You know, yes.
Who?
I don't know if you know Jordan Peterson. Have you heard of him?
I love Jordan
Peterson
Peterson.
is our
I
hero.
love him.
I wasn't being patronizing if you didn't. It's just that some people, So,
I love
so he
Jordan
says
Peterson.
he says
Archie,
statistically.
you started out as
Just hang
the
on.
Archie Luxury channel, and then the Paul Pluta channel came on later, right?
That's right. Yeah, a couple years later.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
remember the changeover. I
Yeah,
remember.
sorry.
Let's listen to the watchmaker. Who wanted to
Yeah,
say
what did you want to say?
He says
Jordan Peterson.
statistically, it's been proven that if somebody earns, is it 40 or 50,000 US dollars a year, or 60, any more than that, it's irrelevant. It doesn't make them any happier. So apparently, if you earn a certain amount, which isn't as much as you think, it doesn't make you any happier. It's been proven, apparently. Do you
Look,
believe that?
Look, I got to tell you, for starters, they don't understand the tax system we have in that there, right? I would say, okay, let me just get this super chat. Frozen Yukon of $5. Had to go appliance shopping. We'll watch vid later, but came on to say fridge fund and get a growl from my favorite Canadian.
Oh, my brother, my Yukon brother. Nice to see you.
Frozen. Let me say this to you. I think, okay, I've heard that statistic again. Let me throw another statistic at you. Would you rather work at a company where you earned 70,000 a year and everybody else earned 50,000 a year? Or would you rather work at a company where you earned 120,000 a year, but everyone else earned 160,000 a year?
That's actually a great question.
And the funny thing is, most people want to be the high income one in the company. They want to be the big fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, seriously, with this whole YouTube thing, I'm very fortunate. You know, you can't pick the business or career. It sort of comes to you, right? 80% of success is turning up every day. Turning up. What I love about this YouTube business is I'm not selling a fucking product. Okay? It's not like someone comes to me and says, this watch isn't keeping time. Fuck off. I'm selling advice. Okay? It's intangible. Okay? What I love is that in this business here, I like camera equipment. I buy a piece of camera equipment. It's a tax deduction. I travel to a watch show, which I often like to see anyhow. Go to Singapore because Singapore has so many dealers. Deduction. So there are many things that I really like about this business. What I hate is you have people who use you and spit you out. This is a disgusting industry. It is fucking horrible. 22-year-old kid. I nurture him. I loved him like a son. I loved him so much. He fucking stabbed me in the back. He stabbed me. That hurt so badly. I made him 70 fucking thousand Canadian. 70,000, and I don't even get a birthday thank you for him. He talks about me with disrespect. He refers to me as the toilet. He refers to me like I'm a piece of shit. You are a fucking turd, and I hate your guts. I fucking hate you until hell freezes over. Let me just say that to you. That really hurts. I loved him, and then he stabbed me so deep. It cut so deep. Did he like me or not? Did he really like me or not? And you got Fatso JJ. Let me tell you this, that fucking son of a bitch as well. I wouldn't buy girly Patek's. He's having a go at my watches. Look, Fatso, you know what? I don't fucking like the wrong clasp on my watches either. That would fucking drive me insane if I had the wrong fucking clasp on my Patek. That would drive me insane. But the thing is with him, he's also stabbed me. He said he'll come on. Yeah, it's like it's like it's like having a girlfriend. Yeah, we'll have sex eventually. Yeah, well, when the fuck, sweetie? I'm 45 and a virgin.
Super chat.
There's people in this industry who are evil. They're nasty. They use you. They suck. They suck everything out of you. Then they spit you out when you're no use to them. Show business is a terrible industry. Susan Chesterfield III, £1.80. Mute Mark. He's noisy. Mark is muted already. Let me say this to you. This industry sucks.
Is muted
Producer
already?
Mark. He's already muted.
Oh,
Someone's making noise. I think it's
But
you.
wouldn't
or
you
the-
say?
It's
Wouldn't
that
you say?
Snake Man. It's Snake Man.
Wouldn't
it's
you
Snake.
say? A lot of industries are like that though. There's always.
It's so competitive. This industry is awful. The competition, they're out to steal the leads. You know, I did so much for that guy. I gave him full access. I said, look, I'll show you how to do it. He's stealing the leads. And then he's big noting, hey, I've seen how much he makes. This is fucking 12 years of being in this. I gave him access.
you had a lot of.
I feel really hurt. I'm still angry
yeah,
about it.
I don't blame you.
And I got to be honest with you. As for JJ, yeah, he's coming back. He's a prick tease. I got blue balls and I had enough. You know what? He's never coming back. JJ's never coming back. Don't be a delusional fantasist, Bear. Don't you be as stupid as Perf Luxury. He's not fucking coming back. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I really don't care.
I don't blame you. Ultimately, Archie Luxury show is about Archie Luxury. Everything
And
else
you know what?
surrounds
What
it.
really upsets me is
Exactly.
I don't even talk about those losers. They keep talking about me to get they want to get the profile. The only time their shows are boring as shit. As shit.
They are, and they say you're talking about the drama. They feed on the drama. They need the drama.
They
to
feed
I
on
will-
the drama. And you know what? I got to be totally honest with you. I'm really hurt. What happened? At least with Clive, I always hated his guts. Clive was always a fucking jerk. You want to know the truth? Clive was always a fucking asshole.
From
Okay?
beginning, right?
From the beginning. Complete asshole, okay? You know what you get. These guys, they pretend. The only one who was half decent was Tim. Because he always said, I want to become famous on YouTube. That's always what he said, right? These other ones, we don't have a channel. We just want to help you. Once they got money, holy fuck. Canadians and Americans, they will swim through sewage for fame. Stab you in the back. Not once did Marco invite me to his group. I was never invited into any of these other groups. You know that? Actually, that is producer Mark. We'll keep the fucking mute on for you there. I got to tell you, man, seriously, this industry is fucked.
Are you
You know
upset?
that? I
Can
hate it. I
ask you a
hate this
question?
industry. I fucking hate this industry.
I
It's
wanna
given
ask
me
you a
mental
You should
question.
not
problems.
hate
Are you
it
upset at
because these
JJ?
assholes.
Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question, Paul? Are you upset at JJ because he's not coming to your show, or are you upset for some other reason?
I'm upset because he says, yeah, I'll come back eventually. Yeah, once it dies down. Yeah. And then in his show, he starts attacking me because he realizes that's where the money is.
Yeah, but
He
that's irrelevant. He still can do his show. It's not what I'm trying to say. Why are you actually upset at him?
He said
because-
he would come back. He would come back. He's
Well,
going
how
to
do
come
you know
back.
he's not going to come back?
Because he's fucking full of shit.
Well, don't.
He's a dishonest son of a bitch.
You want
Okay.
you want Archie to kick me out nasty, and then
He
will
asked
come back.
me. He said he'd come back if I gave. The truth is, it's all fucking ego. His ego. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Marcelo at least showed me the filth that was going on in that group. I could not believe the nastiness, the viciousness from that group. Bear, I never seen such vile, putrid hatred. And the things Marco said about me, did you see that stuff? This is a boy I got $70,000 for.
And you will never hear the question or argument from me about Pigsley. Pigsley is by far the biggest piece of shit that has ever crossed your channel. By far. But JJ is the type of guy that has a difficulty giving up on friends that he perceives as a friends. He also has a certain level of pride, and I don't think that JJ is a lost cause for you. That's my opinion. I really don't.
Well, he's an idiot that got manipulated by a kid. Let's call it this way.
Well, Bear was manipulated too by a kid. I was taken in. I was sucked in too, Marcelo. I was sucked in and
another thing, to be very frank with you, I always found funny when Clive calls you fat, when you call JJ fat. I mean, we're all fucking fat. Come on, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
There's only so many of us that can actually. I mean, if Marcelo calls you fat, I can see that, or me fat.
Really? My wife called me. My wife called me Daba.
Come on, buddy.
Come on. You're a good-looking guy there. You're very athletic there.
Thank you.
MJ King, $5 Canadian. Not all Canadians are bad art. Some of us are good. Let me say this. I agree totally. That's why I was suckered in, because he was Canadian. I was suckered in. I thought, look, I said to myself, you know what? He's not the best-looking guy. He's not going to get the sexy girl at school because he's just plain and he's short and he's a bit dumpy. Okay, I'm just telling you honestly. So I felt sorry for him. I could see.
I remember one of the earliest streams.
I felt sorry for him. I tried my best to help him.
You demanded from him to turn the camera off because you thought that he doesn't have a face for the live stream.
I got $70,000. He couldn't even say happy birthday, Arch. $70,000.
He is ultimately a person that you have reasons to be upset at, but the rest I actually have
I gotta be honest with you. If I had my choice, if I had a choice of having success in another career or in YouTube, like if I had I would possibly say I don't know whether YouTube is worth it. It's such a high price.
Look, he did a big noise.
Being famous isn't that good. Bear, I got to be honest with you. I'm not famous. I'm more infamous. There's many people who dislike me.
Yeah, there is a large number of them. I was watching before when you had the problem starting the show. I find it very interesting how haters and trolls can't wait for you to come on. Hating you is their passion. Wishing you ill is their passion. You attract a lot of strange characters that for some reason are empty in their life, and they fulfill that with a strange hatred toward imaginary person, to them, ARCHIELUXURY, which is really weird.
Yes.
I find it so strange.
It is. Look, I got to tell you, Bear, it is a very, very fame in... I honestly, I got to tell you something. I realize now, Paul Silesius, $5, Arch can read people like nobody I've ever knew. Thank you.
True. Very true.
Let me say this.
Nice.
Can I also
Nice.
comment on this, Arch? Because often people say, how can you have this? Like, for example, you had Wizard on your show.
Yeah.
We both knew he is 4 faces.
Yeah.
We both know what he said about you on other live streams.
Oh, exactly.
Right? Yet you still have him on your live stream. And people don't understand.
Yes.
You have him there because there's a value in it. But for no
100%.
second you're not clueless. You know exactly what Wizard is doing. You know exactly what he's saying. So being on your stream is not necessarily acknowledgement of you liking someone.
Exactly.
I just want to let people know that.
Archie, I have a question. I can't shut up.
Sure.
Producer Michael.
Sure.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
Bear, I love you so much.
I love you too, Michael. Marco.
Yes, Archie.
Yes.
My
Yes,
dear
yes.
Archie, the pontiff. The question I
Yes.
have is, what advice can you give me now that I've hit that 1,000 mark, and now that I can go and do live streams and stuff like that? Of course, I will never do anything against you. You know that. I will never do that. I got my start from you when I came on your channel. I had I think about 165, and today I have 1,007. Everybody hates me in the chat, but still, I guess people follow me. My content is not going to consist of anything related to basically anything you're doing.
No.
The watches that
Mike,
I'm going to,
Mike,
yeah,
stop. Let me just tell you what advice. Okay, I tell you exactly. Let me tell you this.
please.
This is advice I gave to many people, but no one listens at all. Okay, let me tell you this.
I will listen.
I seriously believe what I would tend to do is this. People get very hot and cold. They're very enthusiastic. They want to change the world, and then they die and they do nothing. A lot of my content wasn't that great, but I just kept doing it. It's not necessarily quality, it's quantity. There is a good message. The quality is not in production, but it's more in the content, the message that comes through. Let me say this to you. My advice would be this: pick topics you like and love. Okay, that could be classic cars, it could be cameras, it could be watches, whatever the fuck it is. Okay. And what I would do is, you want to build a library of 50 to 100 videos on that topic. Okay. So that can be, for example, you could have a topic like, what I would do is I would look at your competition. Right. So you look at different channels, like in the watch. What if I was trying to do a watch channel now? What I would do is I'd have a look at all the successful watch channels. And if you go to their front landing page, it tells you their most popular videos. I would steal that same title. I'd look at my competitors and steal the title. Now, one of my most popular videos is how to tell a real Rolex from a fake. Top 10 watches of all time. And I wouldn't copy their content. That's not what I'm saying. Copy the title and make your own version of that. That's what I would try and do. I'd try and build a library. The truth is, I think the live streaming is kind of like talkback radio. It's the lowest common denominator. You think about it. To do a live stream, all you need is a microphone, a camera, and off you go. But it doesn't have any structure. It kind of flows where the customers go. You want to have some decent library of content there. You want to try and what you want to try and do is have as a backbone. So I would say build a backbone of content, because people will search that and come to your channel. That's what I would do. It's fucking hard now. This world we live in now, the problem is, okay, nothing that you think is popular is going to be that. It's always so hard to get views. It's so hard to get subscribers. But pick the topics and make the videos on them. I've tried so many topics, so many different things. Watches has worked well. But I got to tell you, seriously, the number one thing is to have success is to keep going. Most people give up. Let me tell you this. Austin Daniels, he made a couple of mistakes himself. He made a new channel. For him, his main channel was never that big. He should have done the live streaming from his main channel. He would have got super chats. He would have, you know what? He came into this thing, instead of paying a bit of money to me and me promoting him, He wanted to be stingy because he's a stingy fucking English teacher who
Yeah,
won't
but
fucking listen. He won't spend $1. Sometimes in business, you need to spend $5 to make $50. That's just how
Super
business
chat.
works.
Actually, you know what frustrated him? It was more like I don't remember how many subscribers they have. I think just shooting numbers. I think it was 1,900 or something like that. 19,000, something like that, or 20,000.
Bobby Legs,
So-
$5. Great advice, Arch. Let me tell you this. In his
And you
case,
know
there,
what, Arch? Bobby Legs follows your advice. That's why he has a successful channel.
So
You gotta-
Archie, listen to this, Archie. So he thought he's going to open the second channel, and
Yes.
because I have, let's say, 20,000 subscribers, in one day I'm going to get the 1,000 because everybody follow me, and it didn't happen, and that completely broke him. He couldn't believe it.
Yes, 100%. It's very, very it's very
Can I
tricky.
comment something on this? What you're saying?
Sure.
Your advice is fantastic, and it's actually great insight. But producer Michael
Mark,
and anyone
Mark, producer Mark.
producer Mark, and anyone else that is trying to do the YouTube channel and live stream and so on, if you don't have charisma, if you're not entertaining and funny, you're just going to be another Austin Daniels. Don't waste your fucking time, okay?
Excellent advice. Excellent.
Do
You're right.
do
You're
a channel
absolutely
as
right.
a hobby channel then, okay? Like me, I'm boring as fuck when I do my channel, okay? I go through my watches, I talk about my passion about watches and so on, and it's my hobby channel.
Now the thing
Yeah,
is with
and you didn't
producer
make
Mark,
a video for a long
producer
time
Mark,
already.
I with your car contacts, I'd be trying to make car videos. Because
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think you don't have that many watches. It's just as a hobby. But I would be trying to do the cars because you got
Yeah.
exposure to those American muscle
But
cars.
just Mike, don't make
That's a
noise.
huge topic. That's
No,
a huge
you're
topic.
right, Archie. You're right. You're gonna be seeing my content, and you and Bear, and I really respect you guys.
But I
But I'll
reckon
tell
that's
you
what
one
I
thing
do.
as a man,
I would steal
you guys will
everybody
never be
else's top
disappointed.
videos. Steal everybody else's top videos. Go and have a look at your competitors. What's their top 10 videos? And make videos. Don't steal their content because you're going to get a strike, but make your interpretation of their title. Give it a shot. That's what I would do. I always said this. The problem is, let me say this to you. The problem is with YouTube itself, it is so hard to make a living out of it. Let me say this to you. I normally, right, when I went into this business, I did things normal people wouldn't be prepared. I borrowed $87,000 to have stuff to have on the streams and the shows. My problem is I don't have a passion for a watch if I don't own it.
To be frank
have-
with you, it was more entertaining listening about your debt and watching craziness you're doing than seeing your watches. So
Super
it might
chat.
not be exactly the reasons you're thinking about.
100%.
Stop cutting
Paul
your nails.
Salesius, $5. But Bear, I like your channel for a bunch of different reasons. You're doing great.
Thank you, Paul. But what the point I'm trying to make, there is only so many Nikos, there's only so many Archies, even with all the respect, TGV, he has a certain charisma and certain entertaining
He has
abilities.
his own style. Yeah. he has his own
Exactly.
style.
I mean, those are the people that will be successful in what they do. Let's be honest. The Pigsleys and then Austins and
Leave with Austin, he makes videos,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Austin
he
makes
makes
videos.
videos. It's a hobby channel, Arch. You watch
thing
his
that
live
really
stream,
upsets
and
me
you wanna blow your brains off from his fucking live stream. It's boring as shit. The only
live
interesting
streaming.
the only
guys-
interesting live stream he ever did was with Marcelo.
Yes. These guys, I gotta tell you.
We talked to Daniel TV. I mean,
Boring shit, man.
I tell you what, you know what, Bear. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes the fame thing there itself, the problem is, Bear, it also affects your family life as well, being semi-famous. I'll give you an example, right?
Mhm.
Now that I've got a little bit of fame, just a little bit, right? Like when I go out with family, I get really offended. Okay? Like if I go to a dinner, I always get the fans to pay. If I go out with family, I got to pay. I said, hey, I'm not paying for food. You know what I mean? This is the whole thing. You realize it does change you. A bit of fame, it turns you into a prima donna. But let me tell you this. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Right.
Sometimes it's nice to be just anonymous. I think the worst thing is, let me say this to you, Bear. I would hate to be like famous, like, like Tom Cruise or,
Okay, fair enough.
because
You have no
the-
life anymore.
no, but they
You're not
stalk
moved.
you out. If you do
Yeah.
something dodgy, they want to report it. You're such an asshole. You're such a this, these really famous people try and like, I've had people who really, really love me, right? They love me so much. It's just, you just know it's too much. And then they say, oh, you didn't live up to expectations. They get,
Archie,
this is the problem. It is such a nasty industry. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think fame, social media is awful. The terrible thing is, Bear, you look at some of these people who have no talent. Like in Russia, they have these trash streaming and they do stupid. See, I've always tried to be sensible. I don't want to. That's what worries me with this. He's pushing that boundary just to get views and popularity. And you've got to really say, hang on a minute, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do that. Just out of interest, Bear, I was offered a porn video. Did you know that, Bear?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to do.
Boy.
You think, no, I'm not going to do that, because it can damage your career for years to come.
Hilarious.
You know what I mean?
I want to say something for the watchmaker. Just hold on. Soon we come back to watch it.
Come back. I got to tell you that, would you go back into, if you had your time again, would you be a plumber, an electrician, a builder, or would you be a watchmaker, Alex?
What a question.
I would be a watchmaker. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What about you, Bear? Are you happy with your life and how things turned out?
Yeah, it's okay. To be honest with you, my life was driven by circumstances that were beyond control. So I'm glad the way it ended up. Certainly not something I was planning.
No, but that's kind of how it went. Marcelo's got a good life, haven't you, Marcelo?
Yeah, but my friend, my English friend that actually closed the restaurant last year.
Yes.
It's actually a pub, an English pub.
Producer Mark, if you're gonna be slurping, can you please mute it? It's annoying.
He's
so,
very
Thank you.
annoying.
So yesterday,
I am muted, sir. I'm already on mute.
Okay, thank you.
I used to live in Australia, and he told me, if I could go back, I would be a plumber, because plumbers in Australia make tons of money. You sure?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Look, I got to tell you.
Sorry,
Go on.
it's all about, money's not everything. And I will say that everyone's got this, everyone now, especially like these Instagram influencers, and, it's not, money's just money. Money's, it's just a means to something. It's just,
You became a watchmaker from passion, right? To watches. It's not.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. I knew there was a niche in the market for watchmakers, so I knew that I would get employment with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to do something. You had to do something, didn't you?
As in what? Sorry.
You had to do, like, you finished school and you needed to earn a living. You've got to pay bills. You have to do some work, don't you?
Yeah, you have to do some work. And I wanted to be, I wanted to design cars when I was younger. So I went to study engineering, and I was sat in a class of 100 people, and I said, no, this is not me. What's the chances of me getting the job that I want? It's not going to happen.
So how you came to watches suddenly? How you came to that decision?
So what happened was, I think he was in the Times newspaper. I saw an advert for the WASTEP, which is short for Watches of Switzerland Training Education Program. It was 7 candidates in the UK and about 40 or 50 worldwide, and they paid for us to go on. So I did that. It was extremely difficult. I was young, I was ignorant, I was arrogant. I didn't quite respect the profession at that time. It did mature me. I learned a lot about myself, and obviously I learned a lot about watchmaking. And then it progressed for me to meet people and start to make myself better, and also make the profession of watchmaking. You know, I was taught by John Burns of Watches of Switzerland. I was taught by Alan Berthoff as well. I was lucky enough to go to the island of Malta and work there for 2.5 years. I met Daniel Reggiano. I met some great people, and I'm still meeting them now. I know some great people in this business, you know, so I'm very, very fortunate. But, you know, people say it's luck. It's not luck. The harder I work, the luckier I get. You know, everyone says, oh, you're lucky. No, that's not true. You have to work.
Alex, I'm going to ask, do you have like there is like an age limit one day that you say, okay, I'm too old to repair a watch, to work on a watch? I mean, there is that something that you're going to say, okay, I put my tools down, like I cannot do this no more? I mean,
well, I think it's your eyesight and your hand coordination. You know, you have to be careful that you don't. You know, you have to take care of your eyes. There's ways of taking care of your eyes when you're looking with an eyeglass. You know, you bring the movement to your eye. You don't strain your eyes. You know, you got to be careful of your hands. So I go to the gym a lot, and I do a lot of pad work on the punch bag and a lot of weight. So I make sure my hands, because they're my investment, aren't they? So I make sure.
It's like basically it's like a surgeon. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to get the shakiness. You don't want to have too much caffeine. You don't want to be taking any recreational drugs. You know, you got to do something serious. You know, you can't if you have a late night and you're working on a watch, it kills you.
We have a 250 viewers, yet we have only 47 likes. Our haters are much more active. Can we please click on like and try to get 200 likes tonight, please? And thank you, everyone.
Explain to me this like thing. More likes means getting some benefit.
No, it just look, Marcelo. You know, sometimes it's best when you go to a sausage factory, when you go to a nice butcher, you don't ask him how does he make the sausage. You just say, "Oh, that's a nice sausage." Just leave it. don't need to dissect it, because if you knew what they put into it and how it's done, it's not.
Thank you, everyone.
It's not. That's not the meaning of it. Okay. Let me say this to you. I think in YouTube choices, I say I'm very fortunate that I've always said
nice monster with that, by the way.
Yes,
Mikey.
it is snake.
Somebody
nice,
asked me in the chat to show it.
Yes,
that's a generation 2.
One.
I gotta say to you, I'm always very aware that this YouTube gig. Let me tell you this: the biggest problem is it can end tomorrow.
I wanted to ask you something, Arch. Somebody in the chat earlier mentioned they offered you $1,000 a month to get rid of Wizard, and you did not want to do it.
Look.
No, just asking you, is that true?
I can't recall someone asking me that seriously.
Because if you turn down $1,000 a month to keep Wizard on, you're a special kind of stupid.
Look, you don't understand. They didn't. Someone says a comment. Would you do this? It's like SR Bell. Is he going to stump up the money if I plug something up your ass?
Yeah, but did you actually try? I mean, if they offer you, say okay, pay me.
I can't remember it. Look, you know me. I would have done anything for $1,000.
$1,000 a month. We all get that.
Christ, $1,000 a month. That doesn't seem. I will. You know.
No, I did see that, Archie.
Joseph,
I did see that.
Right.
I think it was said.
It's
it was said
100% true.
It was said as a comment, but there's no. sensibility there. You know what I mean? There's no.
For those that are asking how much to ban Marcelo per show, $100.
Yeah, there you go. $100. We will boot him off now.
Yeah.
How about me? How about me, Archie?
For you,
50
producer
for
Mark,
producer Mark.
let's say
Actually,
25.
we'll make it $60 because he's now got 1,000 subs now.
Hey, yeah,
Yes,
that's good.
thank you,
60
Archie. I
bucks,
love you
60
so
His
much.
price has gone up a little bit, not much.
Thank you.
Let me say this to you. This YouTube thing itself there, I'm always fearful it could end because you know what? It's a journey, okay? This is no guarantees in it. You try, let me say this to you. If you just talk nicely and polite and just be nice manners, nobody wants that. It's boring, okay? You got to be a bit controversial. Sometimes being controversial pushes the boundary and something can happen. So I got to be honest with you. I look at YouTube like this. If it ended tomorrow, you know what? I got a beautiful collection. See, I got my collection from this channel, basically contacts, and also I earned some money. But you've got to remember this. It's like being in show business. It can end. Where people go wrong is they can't accept the death of their career. My career has been died many times, Bear. I've had many disasters, and it's just a circle of life. Bear, if the career ended, I'm thinking about doing Uber. You know what?
To be very honest with you, this kind of thoughts cross my mind as well. What would I do? You know, like at a point that I don't want to have a full-time career. I mean, what would I do? You want something that's relatively stress-free. You want something that's not as physically hard.
I tell you what I don't want. Let me tell you this. I don't want to have staff.
I don't blame you.
Okay. I don't want to have a lease. Like I have to lease premises like a shopping center, which is fucking $100,000 a year rent for a little retail space or a restaurant or a shop. I don't want big lease I'm locked into because I become a slave to the landlord. And the other thing I want is I don't want to have too much stress or pressure because it'll kill you. At our age, if you have massive pressure and stress, there's a very serious.
You know, Archie, you need to make me understand something. How come, you're making YouTube already 12 years. You have a lot of, a big, basically to be full-time YouTube with the super chats and the the donors and the subscribers to
Google ads. Keep going. Yep.
And you're basically struggling, month to month, actually to maintain yourself and not mention to buy a expensive watch, you need to negotiate and it's not easy. Then come JJ, is making peanuts because this is what he's actually making in the super chat, just peanuts, and he buy Patek Philippe every week. Could you explain?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
JJ has been financially successful way before YouTube.
Just hang on a minute there. Hang on a minute there. I got 4 fucking kids. Okay. Let me tell you this. If I didn't have 4 children, right, I could buy. The truth is, his collection is great. Humble Pine. $10.
So nice to see you, Humble Pine. Where have you been? We've been seeing you for a while.
But only 1-star rating because Civic was filthy in the van. Let me say this to you. You know that. Just 1 minute. Stop! You guys interrupt at the wrong time. Let me say this to you, Bear. With YouTube. That George. What's that farmer guy? Farmer Joe.
Kramer.
Joe Kramer.
Yeah.
What's his name? Whatever his name is. That guy. He inherited 20 million. But he's 28. He's gonna lose his eyesight at 35.
Oh, but it's actually really sad. I did not know that.
I'm telling you, but this is the thing, right? In JJ's case, let's not look. JJ's not. I don't hate him that much, but let me say this: he had a serious accident, back pain. Fuck me dead. You know what it's like to have back pain?
Yeah.
I don't care. And he's only got 1 paddock. Let's just rephrase. He's got some beautiful watches, absolutely beautiful. right?
Yes.
Even
yeah.
if it's got the wrong buckle on his paddock, they're still beautiful. Okay, okay. The thing is,
It's a gorgeous Patek, by the
would
way.
you swap health for money?
I would.
No.
I would.
No way.
You would?
No, I mean the opposite. I wouldn't want the health for
No.
for.
Hey,
I would
Archie?
sell everything
Yes,
for
Snake.
health. Yeah.
Mike.
Back to the topic that you were talking about for the last like 5-10 minutes. You have the ability to entertain and with an amount of controversy and content, and you're like a complete package, and not many people have that. You've got a lot of charisma, and that's why you're successful.
Well,
You're fun to watch, and
Super chat, Arch.
Super chat, LA Meth Witch, $2. Arch, I'm 37, need a job. Should I drive Uber? LA Meth Witch, I'd need to know more.
What do you need to know, Arch?
Well, I'd need to know what's his financial position. Does he own a house? Does he have a wife? Does he have kids? What's he want to do? What's his goal? Like, you could have a lot of money. Who cares? Who gives a shit what you do? Right? Depends what. I mean, it depends.
What you're comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think he. Joe Kramer, $5. Arch, I'm 26 this month, and hopefully my eyesight will be great for another 40 because he had some surgery. He did have some
that's
surgery.
a good news. I'm glad,
Yeah,
Joe.
but
that's
I got to
good
be
news,
honest
man.
with you. With Joe himself there, you got to say I'm just using this because he did have some troubles. That's why he's so angry and vicious. When I gave him suggestions, he's argumentative.
Oh,
he says,
yes. When you were reading his soul.
This is why he's argumentative. No matter what I say, he's angry at the world. It's like my friend, 50-year-old guy yesterday. He's so angry because the women on the dating site who like him are garbage.
Mm.
They're garbage. This is what he said to me. They're garbage. No money, unattractive, and they're demanding. Very, very demanding.
You should come visit Japan for a little bit or something if you.
Well, yeah.
Next time, by the way, just remind me, please, when Tim Wright is on the show, I want him to tell you a story about how Pigsley did nasty thing to Joe Kramer behind the scenes.
He doesn't want to talk about this. I've tried to get dirt.
Oh, don't you worry. If Tim Wright is on the same stream as me, he's going to be fucking talking about it.
We need to get that juice. We want the community wants the juice. Let me
I don't know why
this
Joe
to you.
Kramer doesn't want to tell us about it. Fuck, man. The guy did nasty shit behind the scenes, and Joe Kramer is all like, I love everyone. Fuck off. You told Archie to fuck off, but you can't tell a little Pigsley to fuck off? Whatever. Anyway, Tim is going to tell us a story for sure. By the way, is there more super chats that we missed?
No, we're going pretty good there. Let me just say this to you, Bear. I want to say this. YouTube itself as a career, you know what? I take every day as a blessing. It's been fantastic, Bear.
Good.
And I tell you what, once I get those non-interest-free payments out of in control, it'll be very good.
Yes, I cheer for you, Archie. I cheer for those to be paid off as soon as possible.
And by the way, just for the claim of love's sake, I mean, these claims that they're talking about, exposing the how they call it, the WhatsApp groups with the phone number. That is so horrible. First of all, we're talking about mobile numbers. Second, everybody that go to WhatsApp groups is already in a contract. They know that basically it's like a yellow pages.
They just use that as dirt. Any slip, they use it as dirt.
Yeah,
okay?
of course.
I gotta be honest.
This is a completely bullshit. It's a completely
John
bullshit
Galt, my man, John Galt.
Hey, I want to ask the watchmaker before he falls asleep there. Watchmaker.
Yes.
Watchmaker.
Tell me this.
Don't forget
what fucking hope? I want to say this to you. The watch industry itself, John Galt, $2. Bear will get Tim to sing Marcello's Bird. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Let me say this to you. Watchmaker, Mr. Watchmaker, I want to ask you something. If parts are so difficult to get, right? The industry, like the big Swiss group, they say we can't get enough watchmakers. We can't get. They're always screaming, "There's not enough watchmakers," because don't forget they use watchmakers to assemble in the manufacture process, and they also use watchmakers in the service facilities. They say there's not enough trained people. This is what they say. The industry
Correct.
says, right?
Correct.
But they are such cunts. They make it so hard for anybody. There's no career paths outside of them. And then they wonder why nobody wants to become a watchmaker. Well, it's like becoming a mechanic, and the only fucking things you can do on someone's car is oil, filters, brake pads, and tires. That's it. You can't. Oh no, you can't have the computer. You can't have the software to reprogram it or reset.
Archie, could a watchmaker recreate parts? Even so, it's
But
not
it's so.
originally.
No, but you don't understand. It's not feasible to recreate something. It takes hundreds of hours to make bits.
Yeah.
Like when they make parts, they punch them out perfectly. It's not feasible. You can recreate parts. Yes, you can, but it's not fucking worth it. Is it?
No,
Alex? Tell us.
no. I mean, look, you can CNC parts and then refinish them off. Or if you think about it, you could sit there for hours on end and make parts, but you could have done so many X amount of Rolex services and make more profit. It really depends on what you want in this industry.
Neo, $5. How about this new rule? If you want to appear on the panel, you need to bring a frozen game hen.
What?
And Joe Kramer, $5. Look what happened between me and Marco was just a matter of difference of opinions. Marco and me have shaken hands, so to speak, and moved on.
Locker room talk. Locker room talk. Fuck you both.
I've got to tell you, this whole industry, Alex, if you've got a son, would you want him to, or son or a daughter, let's not be sexist, would you want them to work in the watch industry?
I do have a son. He's 3 years and 7 months old. Yeah.
Oh,
my
He's
boy,
not
my
capable
beautiful
yet.
boy. Yeah. So if he chose to be in watchmaking, then I feel as though I could guide him on where to work and the contacts I have. So I'm fortunate in that respect. However, I get so many people that contact me and saying, look, I want to get into watchmaking. So I put them on to companies or to schools. And I will be honest, it is difficult because they only have so many places. And when they realize how many years it takes, it tends to put them off because they think that they can learn it in a year. It doesn't work like that. I only know 20% of watchmaking now, or 30. I don't even know 50. And that's me being honest, because I have a niche in the market and I'm comfortable with what I work on. Any watchmaker that says he knows everything is a complete, I'm going to swear, bullshit.
Joe Kramer, $20. Also, cheers, Bear. Ha ha. Give us a grab.
Oh, Joe Kramer, I love you, man. I just get pissed because you're too fucking pacifist here. But okay, I'll let it go.
But
Alex,
I
wanted
to ask. There is like watchmakers that they study watchmaking because they want to be, let's say, create new watches. Let's say become.
Yeah. So I know watchmakers that work for Roger Smith. George Daniels, that make parts or refinish parts. I know of other watchmakers that work for companies down south, maybe like of Stephen Hale, who used to own Somlo Antiques. Is it Somlo Antiques? It's SWH. Stephen Hale Watches, SHW. The make parts, it depends if you want to service watches or if you want to make parts and service watches. There's not many watchmakers that make parts. And they charge huge amounts. We're talking big money.
Well, deservingly, I am assuming, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the vintage world, if you cannot get parts no more at all.
Well, you can't. You try getting a bubble back parts.
Yeah, I did actually restore a bubble back, and the customer paid for my flight to pick it up and then paid for me to go back.
Wow.
Years ago, it was a beautiful bubble back as well. It needed rejeweling. It was all bush. The autowork was bush, so we needed rejeweling, sapphire jewels to be fitted.
So tell me this, Alex. the whole I actually looked into becoming a watchmaker myself. My IT career was a bit on the faked side. And then I realized something. I thought, fake, hang on a minute. I've got to go to apprentice wages. If I can get an apprenticeship, if I can even get an apprenticeship, it's a 3+ years of very, very low money.
Yep.
And probably another 5 years of mediocre money. It's pretty damn hard. I thought, nope, forget that one. I don't have, I had too many commitments to do that one.
It's almost like becoming a doctor.
There's a school here in San
7-8 years of doctorate.
There's a watchmaking school in San Francisco that I looked into, and its tuition was insane. I mean, like absolutely insane. And like you said, Archie, you graduate and you start out polishing parts for 3 years.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, that's what they did with us. But they used to make us polish a cube like a square, and it had to be a certain measurement, thousandths of a millimeter, ridiculous. And to the point where your fingers would hurt because you're trying to get the points.
Yeah,
of the
I was
Archie and I
had
polished
my heart
pizza.
set on it, and then I was like, no fucking way.
Bear, I gotta tell you
I'm
this.
watching a chat is actually kind of interesting, to be honest with you. Ron the Shrinking's reading Diego's soul, and it's a very interesting conversation. Ron the Shrink is.
Can we bring Ron on?
Ron is always welcome. Come on, Ron. You are always welcome on the live stream. We just don't want to give him a wrench, but he's always welcome.
I like what Rob D says. I respect independence, especially those that make most of the watch themselves. They don't deserve to be called garbage. The thing is, this is marketing. Now, not many companies make all their parts, and the ones that say they do is not necessarily true. It's a play on words. This is the thing.
It's like just let me say this to you, Alex. It's like watch companies that say it's a Swiss-made watch. That doesn't mean every fucking part was made in Switzerland.
No.
Yeah.
In a lot of these parts, the horrible, nasty truth is they make a lot of these cogs in China.
Yeah.
Super chat, Joe Kramer.
Big makers make parts in
China.
China.
Yeah.
They need a certain quantity made in Switzerland.
It's a percentage. It's a percentage. So as long as the movement and the seals are Swiss, it can be passed as Swiss made.
Oh, Saad's there. Hello, Saad. How are you?
Hi, Saad.
Hi, guys.
How's
Hello,
the chickens
Saad.
going? You got to ask him about the chickens.
Extremely hungry, Archie. Extremely hungry.
Extremely hungry. Joe Kramer, $5. Also, Archie, I'm happy to skim over the details what happened between me and Marco after the stream.
Can you please come on a stream, Joe Kramer? Can you join us?
Yeah, you want to come to the back room.
No, come now on the stream. Let's chat.
Fantastic. 1872 5-pound bear is the best. You get what you see. Yes, bear is very, very good there. I've got to tell you, seriously, I don't know. You know what I feel is that the whole world from when I was young to now has gone crazy. Things I didn't realize. Real estate is so fucking valuable. The next thing is that watches have become, certain models have become insanely expensive. And I got to be totally honest with you. I don't know if I could be 25 again, whether I would take that and lose my money or lose my collection to be 25 again, because it was fucking hard struggle first time. I don't know if I'd want to struggle again. You know what I mean? How about you, Bear?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now what's going through my mind rather than what you're talking about. I'd like to hear Saad what he thinks of Milgauss and Diego.
Both of them are as gay as it can ever be,
Expand on it, Saad, please. Tell us a little more about it.
Well, with Diego, I don't know why he comes to this stream, even though he gets insulted.
Dad, Diego gave me YouTube advice. What are you talking about?
Susan
Oh, yes,
Chesterfield
I
the third,
totally.
£1.80. You need to mute Mark. His audio is awful. He's gone.
But
Mark
by
has
the way,
fallen off.
producer Mark, I want to give him advice as he has now 1,000 subscribers. The best advice that I can give him, he should make a list of those 1,000 subscribers and personally abuse every one of them. You know, this way he will get more subscribers. You know, this
I
is
like
the
Saad.
technique
I
one
like
can use
Saad.
for.
I'll be back in
you know.
1 moment. Toilet break.
You have a toilet break, and Saad can tell us a little more about Milgauss and his love for his favorite Rolex watch.
I'm gonna go check my mail. I'll be right back too.
Okay, go ahead, Mike the Snake.
Should I go also now?
No, Marcelo, you be here
If
with
you
us,
want to,
Marcelo.
Marcelo.
You be here. We have a very important guest with us, Beer Perpetual Time. You know,
Yes.
we need.
I'm no more important than all of you guys. Come on.
Go ahead, Saad.
Perpetual.
Could you read the super chat? We have the super
By-
chat.
I think.
Yeah, there is a super chat here from, actually, this is for the watchmaker. Where were parts sources 30 years ago when China wasn't less industrialized? I don't know if that's really for watchmaker. What do you say, Mark?
Let's have a look. Where did you say that?
Where were parts sources 30 years ago when China wasn't less industrialized? I don't know
Basically, what he's saying is when China wasn't available to create the parts, I mean, where you would source the parts or something like that.
What, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
What, as in, like, we're talking about the industry was like 30 years back?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, well, you didn't need China because they were supplying parts then, weren't they?
So every brand, every company you could order the parts directly from them, correct?
Either you could or it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't
Right.
no way it's difficult now.
And let's reverse in case we didn't understand the question, and maybe his question was if you had watches over 30 years old and you cannot source the parts, what basically you do? I mean, could you get the parts from China? Maybe this is the question.
Well, if you're getting parts from China, then technically you're putting fake parts in. So that's something I don't do unless.
So yeah, okay, I see. Maybe he was a bit sarcastic about it. I'm assuming. See, probably referring utilizing fake parts for Rolex, fake parts for Omega, and so on. Is that maybe what he's talking about, Mark?
Maybe,
right?
But you know, when we're talking about fake parts, I mean, we can talk about, let's say, fake watch, but the specific when we're talking about parts, they are not how we say even a tag, and they're made of the same material. We can call it, let's say, as a recreation parts that come from China source because it's cheaper for them. They have maybe the machines to do the parts. So would you use that kind of part if you cannot originally get the part, how we say, from Geneva, you know?
Look, if I can't get the original part, I'll speak to the client, put it in writing, and if he agrees that he wishes for a non-original part to be fitted, then he has to reply to the email in writing, and then I'll happy to do that, and then I'll state on the invoice. You have to cover yourself.
And then the watch basically working because this part is necessary, and you still give him the original part anyway. So.
You give him the original part back, and you state on the invoice. So then, if it does go anywhere, I won't wake up one morning and find myself plastered on forums.
No, this would be really last resort, right? Because ultimately, you would do. I would actually, to be honest with you, I would rather have a watchmaker produce the part, create the part, make the part, than source a fake part. I don't know.
This is what we talked about before, and he said it's too hard and it takes a lot of his time, basically.
Look, you know, it really depends on what part it is. You know, I can quote up to 15, 20 weeks for restoration work. So 15, 20 weeks, 25 weeks. But it really depends on what part is needed to be made and can it be made. At the moment, I've got a AP Royal Oak in that's going to probably cost about 20,000-30,000 to restore because it was in a fire and it's bent. The case is bent, and Audemars Piguet declined it.
How did that happen?
Came from
Well,
Ohio.
the story he gave me, he was in a fight with somebody, and I think they took it off him and they bent it on purpose. He kicked it, or
This is a
it's
gold one or a
terrible.
steel one?
Gold.
Okay, yeah, that is doable. Yeah.
So AP declined it. So we're gonna have to rejig the case,
Oh,
and
shit.
then if the case can be rejigged and it can seal, then we have some movement. But if not, look,
You
if a
know,
company
Alex-
declines,
Yeah, you
if a
said something
company
amazing. A
declines,
company declined. Shit.
that's alarm bells for me.
This is shit. I didn't know they can do that.
Yeah, they've done it. They've done it.
This is
Lapo
crazy.
$769. Where were parts sources 30 years ago when China wasn't less industrialized?
Yeah,
we
we're
talked
actually
about
just
it.
talking
Oh,
about
we're
all
talking about
that.
that.
Arch.
Okay, we did
Oh,
that one there.
shit.
That's okay. I got to tell you, Alex, are you disappointed with the industry? Does the industry piss you off? What did you think?
Look, I can't sit here and moan and cry about it, to be honest, because I try and look into
Please, guys, buy me a drink. I want to have a whiskey. Have a
A blue
whiskey
Whiskey
with
time,
me.
whiskey
Whiskey
Got a
time,
blue
guys.
label
I
there.
want
By
a
the way,
whiskey.
this is Archie. This is as good as super chat, so I have to read it from this count. Arch looks thinner.
Dinner.
Archie,
camera.
I take that
Ca-
just as a $10.
Take that as 10.
Thank
yeah,
you,
exactly.
this count.
And by the way, guys, for $20, I'll have a cigar on air. Okay.
Nice.
I got one
Alex,
cigar left. I'm sick
what-
of.
what-
How much
No,
for a
what-
drink, Arch?
$7.50.
Come on, guys. $7.50, $7.49 would do.
No,
Sale
but
today,
I'm very
going.
surprised what Alex said, because I thought when I buy a watch from let's say a proper company like Rolex, Omega,
Yeah, but who the fuck bends it? Marcelo, that's
Yeah.
a serious fault. Someone has bent the
Again, the
fucking watch.
question's coming up. How much to toss? Marcelo, we are now at closer to the end of the show, so price has gone down to $50.
Joe Kramer, $10. Archie, have a drink on me. A soulless character knows it's not fun to be sober. And Jeff, have a nice cigar. Humble
Nice,
Pine,
thank you, Jeff.
for your whiskey or cigar, your choice.
Time to smoke and drink, Arch.
I gotta tell you, you know what?
What are we
Yeah.
drinking tonight? Big screen, big screen.
Big screen, big screen. I tell you what, with this sort of super chats here, we've gone straight to the top shelf. We're gonna have a blue.
So you saved the
Blue.
bottle and you filled it with Johnny Walker Red?
No, this is real blue.
Real deal? For sure?
Yeah, real. I don't have a spare red because I used to get the red duty free. I used to get the red. ABC,
I can't
hey,
drink it.
how you going? He's
Hello.
gone. Where's he gone? Oops, sorry. Hey,
he's
sorry,
back.
I deleted you by
No,
mistake.
because what
Talk to me.
Alex said is so
Hi, Arch.
disturbing, because I thought there is like parents, for example, if my wife getting pissed on me and she take a 5-kilo hammer and she hit my Smurf and the watch is all smashed down,
Well, they
I
can't.
would expect them to at least take care of it. Any price just to fix it, they can't, you know.
Yeah, but
They
sometimes
can't.
Rolex
They're not-
Rolex comes back with higher prices than the watch is worth. That's what
Yeah.
Rolex has done for years.
Yeah.
Sorry, coffee.
Big screen, Arch. Those were fair super chats for drinks and
Big
cigars.
super chat. Sorry, just as I was coming in there, the coffee came in there. Look at that.
What a good wife you have, man.
I got to tell you, seriously, Rolex, I know people who've wanted a new bracelet. It's more than the price of getting the watch. You understand? There's more than one way to say no.
Here we go.
Yeah, but I heard
Cheers,
stories
cheers.
Cheers. I heard stories of
Živeli, Arch. Živeli.
Well, it's no different when Rolex charge £1,000. I think they charge £1,000 for vintage estimates, and the reason why they do this is because they realised people were buying vintage watches with no papers, sending it off for an estimate, declining the estimate, and then using the estimate from Rolex as a source of paperwork to prove that the watch is real.
Oh shit!
And it's been to Rolex. Now, there was one case where people used to buy a Rolex with no papers, take it to an authorized dealer to take some links out, and by taking links out and getting a receipt of payment, showed that it went to a Rolex authorized dealer for something. You can't do
Yes.
that anymore.
Really?
Oh, what do they say now?
Well, they either don't give you any paperwork.
Oh,
or
because
just
they
don't-
don't want the liability.
People
They don't want the
want
bloody
Lizard
liability,
Lick.
do
People
they?
want Lizard Lick. Lizard Lick, big screen.
Lizard licks. Lizard licks. Let's do big screen. Bear is right. We gotta provide value to
You
the
big screen,
punters.
Arch. There you go. Lizard Lick.
I gotta tell you guys, we gotta have
Alex,
a proper.
I have a question for you, please.
Yeah.
I want to sell.
Oh, there we go. Lizard Lick.
Lizard lick there.
What were you going to ask me, sir?
Yes, I want to sell a watch in UK. I purchased it second hand. It doesn't have any papers, no history about it. So now the rules are strict, and if I sell it to somebody and he sends it to Rolex someday, for service, and if they're in their database, for instance, if it's a stolen watch, let's suppose
Yeah.
it is a stolen watch, or if it's a wanted watch, what happens next then?
Legally, they're not allowed to hold on to the watch, but they do. They're not really supposed to. But have you checked it on the watch register?
No, I haven't done that. I don't know about.
Well, you can't check. There is no access to Rolex watch register for stolen watches. That's something that only AD can do, correct?
Yes, I mean, as in the watch register, UK watch register. There's a company called the Watch Register, which is a huge database.
Is that the one that Paul...
Is Paul Thorpe getting his watch back? What's the story there? Tell us.
I think, unfortunately, Paul is going to have a problem getting it back, and I think he knows that because there's too many people down the line on that watch.
It's like too many people claim for the watch.
Well, there's too many people that there's more than one person. There's 2 or 3 people, I believe. There's
Bolivar. What's that, Arch? Which Nicaragua, Colombia, Cuban. Oh, we're going big balls out. Wonderful.
Let's say Alex finish the story. What he said.
So it's also because it's in a different country. It ended up in Italy or something. I remember, and it really muddies the waters with stolen items. You've got to be really careful. It's always best to check the watch on the Watch Register UK. So there's a company called the Watch Register. You just put in the model number and serial number, and you can print out a certificate. By doing that, you've done some sort of due diligence. However, it would be fantastic if you could take it in for an estimate. Because what year is the watch?
It will be probably 2002 model.
Okay, so they're not. Yeah, they won't charge you for an estimate of £1,000. That's only for vintage. They will charge you an estimate. It's probably going to cost you 35. But if it is stolen, depending on its situation of how it was stolen, they will get the police involved. But I don't know about if they can keep the watch. This is a problem. They're not really allowed to keep hold of a watch.
In Japan, I heard a story that they didn't keep. They found out that the watch was stolen, and they just returned to the guy like, we cannot touch it, we cannot sell it.
Well, I'll give you an idea. If the watch is fake, they used to deface the watch, but even then, they're not legally allowed to do that. They're not allowed to damage your watch if it's fake. They have to send it back. They can't keep it.
Then what happened with Paul Thorpe then? Wasn't the case same with him?
Paul Thorpe had a situation where he sold a watch, didn't he? And no, I think he had it stolen from him through credit card fraud, and then it appeared.
Paul, I think we missed the Humble Pine said he had a question for Alex, and we missed it.
We missed it. Let's go have a look there. Sorry
Humble
about that.
Pine.
Humble Pine.
Had a question for Alex. Question for Alex. Dropped my Nautilus on the ground and have a slight divot inside of case. I assume Patek can fix it, or am I wrong?
Oh, does that mean
they can laser weld that?
The dent. That's divot. It means dent, isn't it?
Yeah, dent. Yeah.
Yeah. So it needs to be laser filled. But if he's told them that he's dropped it, they'll probably quote him a service, won't they?
Well,
so what should he say?
don't think. I think they will probably push.
What's
for
wrong with a
service?
Service wouldn't be that much anyhow. It'd probably need a service anyhow. What's wrong with
What, on
that?
a Nautilus?
Yeah.
It's big money though.
What, just an automatic Nautilus?
It's
Three
a
hands?
Yeah, it's
Patek,
a lot.
man.
It's a lot.
$1,000?
Oh, more than that. I think it's more than that.
£1,000, Alex.
1,000
I think-
sterling.
Yeah. Because if it's only a three-hander,
But listen, £1,000 is still a lot of money.
not when you own a Nautilus, it's not.
Yeah, but it depends on you. Listen, just because you own a Nautilus doesn't mean. Come on.
No, basically what
Don't
Archie
forget,
said is
Alex,
10%
Archie is
10%
everyday
of the-
millionaire. For him, $1,000 is nothing, especially if it's interest-free.
Interest free. I heard that. I couldn't
Then
stop
it
that.
doesn't
I almost
even
came
count.
off my chair.
It's not even money.
Yeah,
$1,000
let's not
nothing.
count that because it's interest free.
Exactly. Exactly.
Basically,
Yeah, it's good
$1,000 is 1% of the 100K that what you're selling for.
Mad.
So I think that's why
Crazy.
it's like that.
Crazy. I couldn't. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do if I had that much money. If I owed that much.
I had a
money.
guy, I had a friend of mine who had a 5726, a Nautilus annual calendar,
Oh, this
And
is beautiful.
and it had a little ding on the bezel. He sent it to Paddock. They do an estimate. They say to you, do you want this fixed? Do you want, because they also found a little scratch on the dial he didn't even know about, but they wanted so much money to do that.
What is
He
so
just
much money describes so much?
Like $3,000 for a dial or something like that. He said, no, I said to him, just leave it. The
Wow.
dial looks fine to me. Don't muck around. I wouldn't be putting in a service dial. I said, just get they laser welds it. It was like $1,000. Well, okay, that's a lot of money for laser welding, but this is Patek doing it. So it would come back absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
if
obviously
it-
they know how to
So if you
refinish their
would do
watches.
everything okay, take care, change everything, do everything spot on, you would pay like $5,000, I think.
What do you mean?
No,
By the
you
way,
get-
my friend who bought the Nautilus, he got it at a super cheap price because the owner didn't want to fuck around getting it done himself. So, to be honest with you, sometimes you can buy these things with a fault and fix them,
Super
and
cheap.
it's really cool. You know, you save a lot of money. But I wouldn't worry too much, Pine. The good thing is, Pine Baron, you're wearing your watches, man. That's a great thing. Accidents happen. You know what I mean?
Personally, what I would do, I would leave it as is and then just scratch the hell out of the watch. And then when it's time for a service, then
No, don't do
then
that.
get it
Don't
done.
do that. Don't do that. Never do that.
I would do that. I would leave it as it is. And then when it's time for a service, let them refinish the case and service it.
I wouldn't scratch it deliberately, but
No, I mean, as in just wear it. I don't mean go
Oh,
and
okay.
scratch it. I mean, just
Yeah,
wear it.
yeah.
Forget about about
RD, £2. Love the cigar arch. Love the cigar Archie. Pontiff going mafia. I just love it. I just
You enjoy your cigar, eh, Arch?
I love a cigar. They're expensive.
Nice.
By the way, now we're getting more today. Whoever want to put me for
By the
20
way,
bucks
by
is
the way,
okay.
there, I did use a bit of bad debt on the credit card to get the cigars, just out of interest.
Ouch. Ouch.
Is ABC there? Is he in?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. Your Zenith will be ready very soon.
Ooh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you something, Alex. You know, with
What
Paul
what is
Thorpe
ABC
there,
fixing? What watch is he fixing?
it's
What
a Zenith. He's getting it serviced because it wasn't working terribly well.
Okay.
El
It's
Primero,
a Zenith
yeah.
El Primero, ugly one, but Bear, it's ugly.
No, it's not
just-
ugly.
It's called the Class Sport. Zen El
very
Primero
classy.
Class Sport. Your
So it's one
class.
of those only parent can like.
Anyone
Alex,
can.
I wanted to ask you something. With Paul Thorpe there, is he really he's disliked by ADs in England? He's always mentioned that he's disliked. Do you know much more about that? Why is he so disliked?
Why is Paul Thorpe so disliked? By who?
The
By
ADs.
ADs.
ADs. I wouldn't say he's disliked. Don't get me wrong. I've spoken to ADs and they do watch his content, but I wouldn't say
He's
that he's
disliked.
disliked. I don't.
Hmm.
You see, with Paul Thorpe, you know, there's people that, you know, say things. Oh, I wouldn't buy off him because he's got tattoos and he's got a Cockney accent, which is not really. I don't think
It's
that's
not relevant.
Really
It's not relevant.
Totally
it's not
irrelevant.
relevant. It's totally irrelevant. I mean, if you went to that London Watch show, which I didn't go to, there was guys there that were like.
Well, I got to tell you, don't ever judge a book by its cover. I got a friend of mine, guy I know. He's not really a friend, okay, but he's a top lawyer.
You have no friends.
He's covered in tattoos. You know, you can't ever say tattoos. I gave him a bit of shit as well.
No, actually, tattoos are becoming mainstream. Nothing wrong with that.
But Paul, for something is actually, and maybe Alex can help me on that. How
the guy had a Ferrari. Paul Thorpe had a Ferrari. He's doing something right.
As long as Shrink says, Paul Thorpe is very trustworthy. He'll tell you himself very frequently.
But I want to know how in the hell the way that he speaks almost like a professional attorney or lawyer. I mean, where the hell he has this very polite, fine, very complicated English words to explain things very well.
He's English. That's advantage right
he's a
there.
native speaker, and he's nearly 50, 60 years old. So
listen, Paul was well known in the industry, and trust me, the fact that he's willing to show his face on YouTube and do so many videos, if there was any bad stuff about him, it would have come out by now.
For sure.
You know, people talk about his son and all that. Look, how can he be responsible for his son's actions? That's
agreed.
Irrelevant.
Absolutely agree with that.
That's nothing to do with him. And I know for a fact that he's a stand-up guy. I know of situations where he's stood up and he's always helped his customers or clients of any problems or any situations. I know dealers that would never do that. They would ignore it or pretend that they never sold a watch if there was a problem. I can't say anything bad about Paul. And to be honest with you, he's always been really good to me.
Nothing better to say. Just his English is very.
But why does he get robbed all the time?
Don't forget,
it's good for his channel. He gets robbed, and it's a good clickbait.
Marcelo, just stop for a minute. Can I just explain? Stop. Let's just back the truck up. Paul's English is not considered Queen's English. It's working class English. Okay, let's just clarify this.
Archie, can you speak that English?
It's nasty fires. You know, nasty. It's working class English. Okay,
I love when you do that.
This is
can you speak?
You know what?
Explain in
Cockney accent.
I want to
explain it in a Cockney accent, please.
I got to explain it, Gov. Look, it's the old gold days. Let me say this to you, okay? I didn't realize this. I always looked up to England because we're a colony of, England was the motherland. And I didn't understand the English class system until my auntie, she was going out with this English guy. I thought all English guys spoke well, like BBC, like BBC, BBC English. And then I realized what a Nazi skinhead punk was all. I understood what a Nazi skin was. And they are nasty fucking geezers. They are very nasty geezers. Okay.
He always has a problem.
By the way, you think English people, I don't know if you see these old.
Nice Calatrava.
Thank you. I'm just putting that on to enjoy with the cigar. Let me say this to you. If you look at old paintings and old sketches of English gentlemen had a top hat and a big cane.
Correct.
Okay, that cane is not because they got walking
Alex,
problems.
where is your top
that
hat
cane? Let me say this to you. That cane was for the
it's
fucking geezers who were stealing. That was to belt the thieves.
It's in my reception area. What were you saying, Saad, what were you saying, Saad, about Paul always being robbed?
Yeah, he always has problems.
But in what respect, though?
Excuse me?
In what respect?
I mean, he's always crying whenever you see his videos. He has,
No, listen, that's not, no, you have to, I think you're unfair to say that. Look, the only reason why you know about that is because he's been honest and publicly gave attention to that. Do you know how many dealers I know that have been robbed and they don't tell anybody? You know how many dealers I know that have been caught by HMRC tax and don't say anything? He is honest enough to say, this is what happened. Don't make sure that you don't do the same problem, whether you're a dealer or somebody that owns an expensive watch. So I think it's a bit unfair to say that he's always getting robbed. Yeah, there was occasions where he was.
Nasty fucking geezers. It's a nasty fuck. Get a shooter. There's nasty fucking geezers.
Super chat.
That's the way it is in England.
Ghetto
unfortunately.
Matt, $5. Sucker horn!
Horn.
Look, is England that bad? Do you really
Yes.
scared of getting
I
robbed?
don't see
Yes, it
John.
is.
Where is
It
John
is.
in the chat? Is Sakahorn in the chat?
I'm not sure. I'm smoking this cigar and drinking my whiskey and
Yeah, I
looking at
haven't
my
seen
paddock.
it. Okay.
Okay, let me say this to you. Alex, is England that bad? Why is it
Yes.
that unsafe? Why?
Because they don't care. They don't care about. Look, I personally believe. Paul may think I'm wrong for saying this, but I personally believe that the police don't like watch dealers because they see them either they're envious or they feel as though they're fueling crime by selling watches. That's not true.
And also, why the police don't protect, like a lot I saw that actually 2 videos that Paul did about the robbery, and it seems the police just observe, and after that they come to report.
Because it's high risk.
They're waiting for backup. The fucking geezer could have had a fucking shooter. Fucking go in there.
It's because it's high risk.
Somebody wrote that he got robbed of the posh accent, so all he has left is now Cockney accent.
I gotta say, you've met Paul a number of times, haven't you, Alex?
I met him. I think I met him once at his show in Brighton, but we speak quite often. Look, like I say, people judge too much, and we all judge too much, and I think that's the wrong. I've made that mistake in the past, and it's burnt me. You should never do that. Never do that. But the fact that he's been robbed, so many dealers have been robbed, but they tend not to want to say or not talk about it.
Say, I think his content's really original. I like his content. He's it's
He
always
reviewed once. He did for you several reviews, I remember.
I like Paul Thorpe.
Yeah, he's okay. Look, I got to say this, Alex. It's great to have you on the stream.
Thank you.
Alex, Alex asked me to do a stream with him at. He said, "Oh, can we do it 6:30? That's 3:30 a.m. I'm too lazy. I'm a lazy fucking geezer who can't do that."
we need to wake up Archie for a special. Maybe a special can one day happen.
I got to tell you,
I'm
by
gonna
the way,
be
is it
honest with
okay
you,
if I use
Alex?
my credit card for fridge repairs?
Just to wrap up this whole Paul Thorpe. I have nothing against Paul Thorpe, but I think he is in YouTube watch world equivalent to yellow journalism.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Sensationalism. You go standing in a line and you look at the magazines that are saying that their aliens visited the family in Nebraska and they had a dinner with them. To me, Paul Thorpe tends to be sensationalist and literally hyping up certain issues. Why? Because I think he wants increased views, increased clicks, and he sees his YouTube channel as extension of his business. He was even honest in certain ways about it because he basically said if his membership doesn't increase, if his clicks are not there, if his views are not there, he will stop doing the YouTube channel. Now, mixed into all that, there is some real good information as well. But would he get to the numbers that he has if he did not have a yellow journalism approach? I don't know. Just my opinion. I'm not really.
No, what Ben said is very correct because I always hear, I have a reliable source that is, is always the source. They always.
That's just a perception. You know what I mean? I might be wrong.
No,
Well,
again,
isn't that-
we don't judge Paul by saying is saying lies. We just say that it's very much like Bear said. It's very much a journalism style of YouTube.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, he's.
But not
he's-
Houdinki journalism,
Yeah.
not TV watch journalism, not.
But
It's a more of a
Houdinki's just
yellow
as bad.
journalism.
He's always positive.
True. I mean,
He's always
everyone.
shilling some garbage.
Sure, everyone has their angle, Arch. It's all about views and money and clicks and subscriptions. And I mean, I don't blame people because ultimately that's what they do. And Paul Thorpe does not drive the cars he drives and wears the watches that he wears if he's not very smart businessman.
Okay, well,
So-
I look at it this way. Yeah, if we went through the situation that Paul Thorpe went through,
Mhm.
would we be willing to talk about it and go through it and still be relative within the watch industry? Most of us will probably crumble, or most of us will probably hide.
Let me say this.
You
I
know,
re-
Alex, that's true. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
agree.
really liked.
There's no question that
He's
he's got
facing his
brass
fears.
balls.
He's
He's
facing
got-
his fears.
I tell you what I liked about Paul Thorpe. He did an interview with a classic car dealer, and you can see what a gentleman Paul really is. He's talking to
He
his
is.
classic car dealer, and you realize he's a cool guy. And we've got speak of the devil here. We've got
Super chat.
our good friend here, another good Englishman. This is the
Oh.
guy whose wife ran off with the millionaire
For goodness sake.
Invisible
Chef.
touch.
millionaire
Invisible touch.
Japanese.
Welcome,
Oh,
Invisible
what an
Touch.
introduction! What an introduction!
Well, I didn't like that, but okay, I accept it. My wife ran away with a sushi chef.
There you
A
go, Arch.
millionaire restaurant chain owner. Can we say that?
No. Well,
Invisible Touch.
Whatever, it doesn't
What
matter.
your location in where you
I
Super
found a
chat,
better
Arch. We
one.
missed the Madman
Okay.
super chat. Madman super chat.
you're in
Madman
London?
super chat $5. Thorpe is cool. I don't mind watching his stuff occasionally. He's not the best Paul on YouTube though. Great show, Arch. Thank you, man. I gotta tell you, Alex, I want to ask you something, okay? Is England really is England a great country anymore, or you kind of
No, we've lost that. England's there's no
these
Great Britain anymore.
you had a lot of Eastern European criminals coming, didn't you?
Still have. You see, you see, it's very difficult for me to talk about this because I don't want to become across as a racist or.
No. I'm
you know.
Eastern European, so I'm allowed
So am
to
I.
say
You have a
this.
permission. Archie and I are
But-
giving you
Super chat.
permission. Go for
I
it.
mean, there seems to be crime gangs. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to be so fucking careful. I don't know what's happened. The police don't want to get in. Look, I think realistically, this world we live in is not the same as it used to be, and the sad thing is, it's happened in the entire industrialized world. Labor rates are so high. Traditional, England used to be known for Sheffield, used to be silversmiths, golds. They used to make beautiful things.
Archie,
England's lost that.
Archie, you know that if I come to your house and I come to rob you
Yeah.
and you hit me,
Yeah.
I can sue you. Does this make sense?
Super chat from Roy
Bria.
Buddy. Super chat
Who's
from Roy Buddy.
Alex is Greek. Yes, I'm Greek. Email
Kindred
I'm
spirit.
Greek.
Archie, my jeweler was robbed
Super
at,
chat,
at
Arch.
gunpoint, and
Yes.
they made him go into the back room, and they robbed his store. He was scared. They drove off. They got away. Another jeweler, a Rolex dealer in the same town, was being robbed and brought out his gun and shot and killed one of the robbers. And the other guy got away or didn't get away. I don't know, but he was proclaimed a hero. For defending his store, and he was not charged, and
No.
there were
Here
no issues there.
in the UK, and I don't know about Australia, but in the UK, if I come to Alex to rob him, and he hit me badly, in theory I can sue him.
Well, it's
the
not quite as
police. No, the police will charge Alex for hitting him. It's not suing. The police will
Okay.
The
charge
police
you.
would charge me.
Even
Yeah.
worse.
yeah, it's a
even
bit-
So
worse.
this is
Roy
insane.
Batty, $5. What happened to Archer's friend and international watch dealer Ian? Is he flipping Longines and cheapo me? Okay, what happened to him? It's I don't know if I should tell you this. Is anyone watching? 'Cause
No, not many. Not
look,
many,
I
Arch.
got to be honest with you. You know, Ian, he's a lovely guy. He
Is
had,
that the dealer that flapped with 1 million
well,
women?
allegedly, okay.
He's
Okay.
the one who flipped when you said Longines are garbage.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Phone
Look,
call.
I got to
That's
tell you,
the guy. Remember that ABC?
he's been
Yeah, it's
desperately
classic.
trying to get out of Australia. He wants to get out. He's more of a
Very
hippie
entertaining
spirit.
guy, though.
He won't come on anymore, but he was such a cool guy, you know.
Mm.
And I got to tell you something. In Brisbane, humble Brisbane. You know why I don't sell watches? Can I tell you why? So many people say to me, "Why don't you sell watches, Arch? Why don't you? You've got your contacts, all this great." I'll tell you the reason why I do not personally. I sell occasionally. I used to. Now, you look at my collection. I haven't actually sold. The last thing I sold was that Tudor Black Bay,
Right.
which I lost money on. Okay.
We know. You mentioned it like a million times.
Let me say this to you. In Brisbane, there's a dealer called Harrington Antiques.
Mm-hmm.
He was robbed at fucking gunpoint and they fired 2 shots as well, right? It's bloody scary. And I'll be honest with you. I think if you're in that jewelry business, this is what I don't like about Buff Boy. It is such a security. You've got to be careful. And I realized myself, hang on a minute. You know what? You can have a really good safe in your home or in your business, but if they put a gun to your head and say open up, you open up. That's what you should. Otherwise, nothing's worth dying for. The thing is, I'll be honest with you, this industry, the margins are so small, the chance of getting stuck with fakes and that there is fraudsters out there, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. That's the reason I'm not interested. And the other thing is too, I love a lot of the watches I have. I love my girl size Pateks. I love girl size watches.
I think
So-
actually,
you know what?
It happened with that Australian YouTuber that I forgot his YouTuber channel that used to be so successful.
Oh, the guy that sold the fake
the fake
Daytonas?
Daytona, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he reminded me of that.
He
story,
wasn't
you know.
that successful. He had a bit of, he wasn't making it full time. Look, people get greedy. The whole problem is in this Instagram world, everybody shows off, flexing. You know what? I don't like that shit. You know what I decided myself? I decided I'd like to have a few. This is what I decided. What do I really want in watches? What makes me happy? Steel Rolex. 3 steel Rolex. 3 steel Rolex. An Omega and a Reverso. That's my core. Plus 4 Pateks. That's where I take a bit of a punt because I've got older ones, a little bit smaller.
Nothing wrong with that.
We'll see how they go. But I don't want to buy and sell and trade and do this. You know what? I'm not interested because when you set yourself up to sell these things, you become a soft target. It's such a high value. See, the watches are so valuable now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. They are so valuable. I really don't like to keep more than 2 or 3 watches at a time. You've got to be scared of this stuff.
Well, that's why from next year, my new company called Perpetual Trader will be launching, which will make everybody that's watching now and everybody that's in the comments, it will make everybody a watch dealer. I'm not going to say too much yet because it's going to be launching next year. But it's
on the ARCHIELUXURY channel. We're launching it on the ARCHIELUXURY.
Is that something in the format of Chrono 24 style or?
Yes.
Mhm.
It's going to change the way we buy and sell in the UK. It's going to make everybody safe. It's something that I'm very passionate about.
That
And
is
it's
amazing.
something that I've been working on for many years. So
You know, Chrono 24 is also very
Good
vicious
news.
in getting the real estimation of the value of your watches.
yeah,
because you see the
but this will be
prices everywhere.
0% commission. Zero. No commission. Why should
No
I
kidding.
take
No kidding.
why should I take any money off somebody's watch that
So,
I-
well, how do you make money on it then? What's the point?
Yeah, what's in it for you, sir?
Advertising?
It will all be explained when it gets launched, but there'll be 0% commission, not 1%, zero. So not only that, that means that the price you see. So the long-term strategy is that it will show the true prices. So Chrono 24 prices are high.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, because of basically the percentage fees. It's going to be 0% commission. So you will get all you won't have to pay any sort of commission of any sort. Nothing.
You will get the
zero.
true.
Just very quickly, Ian, unfortunately, has been locked. He's been locked. We'll come back to this. Ian has been locked in Sydney lockdown. He hasn't been able to go anywhere. He's very miserable. He's about to leave on a trip. So hopefully we wish him well. I will report live. Paul Silesius, few Grand Seikos will take Archie to heaven. Few Grand Seikos will take Arch to heaven.
Archie will never buy Grand Seiko.
Okay, let's hear Alex.
No, but this is something I've been working on for many years, because I've been working with watchmakers and watch dealers and privates. And I sat there and I thought to myself, all these years, I can see the loopholes. I can see the scammers, what they do. And it's a business idea that I had. And then I had two major investors approach me and say, we want to work with you, Alex. And now it's happening. It's finally happening. It's something that it means a lot to me, because I needed to find the right investors for it, because it's very, very expensive to do. But it will take off 100%, and it will succeed.
I'm trying to understand what's the return on your investment. So you have to have some profit in it for yourself.
It doesn't want to reveal.
I don't want to say
fully.
just
of course,
because they expect me for NDAs, etc. But it will. The most important thing is, because the way I look at it is, why should I take a percentage of your watch, the watch that you've spent all the money, you know, your hard-earned cash, you know, and I take 5-8%.
When are you launching it?
So it'll be launched in December, January. We're looking at probably around January.
Okay.
So we're going to get a lot of dealers on board, and then slowly there'll be other things that we'll be announcing.
Alex, without let you, of course, reveal the surprise, I just want to ask one question on that. Would that expand internationally in the future as well?
As much as I would love to do that, the problem is because of this, now it's Brexit, it will be too challenging to do that.
You know, I got to say this to you. I want to say this to you. When I was buying and selling, you know, when I was in Thailand, it was so easy you could go to Thailand, Bangkok used to be a trading hub, right? You could take stuff in and you could buy and sell a bit and take stuff out. Unfortunately, the whole world with taxes has gotten nasty.
Sorry.
And I know people who've paid massive taxes.
I'm just like, Jay Sykes, Alex needs more tattoos and a worse accent. Well, I don't have any tattoos. And yeah, I suppose I would need it. All right, mate, how's it going? You know, want to buy a motor?
I got to tell you, Alex, it's a great concept. We're going to launch it live on the Archie Luxury channel soon, but just give him some. Alex, tell me this. I think realistically, watches in the UK, because the taxes are so high, they basically have to stay in the UK, don't they?
Yeah. Well, if you're doing it correctly, as in sending out, you're paying, is it 20% incoming and 20%, well, whatever percentage it is outgoing, depending on.
So Alex, I'm going to ask in a different way. What if this, let's say this a business strategy that you are actually working on, somebody, after you're going to launch and somebody going to like it in their own country, let's say in Australia, in America, and so they would want to kind of franchise the patent to do it. Would you guys let that the structure patent that you guys doing be copied in different places?
That
yes. Will you have intellectual property on your idea? Or
it'd be beautiful if that happened straight away, you know. But basically, that's hard for me to answer that at the moment.
We'll come back to that
I,
soon,
I
Alex.
just want to concentrate on the UK market because I know the UK market and I know how dealers work. I know how privates work. I know how watchmakers work. You know, so this is how for me to get a community,
We'll reveal
a
it.
marketplace together.
Alex, I want to ask you, what do you have in your own personal collection?
Do you know what's funny? I don't collect watches. No, I lie. Sorry. I actually bought a 1974 Omega Speedmaster for my son. It's in the safe. I've got a IWC Big Pilot. I want to get an Octo Finissimo, Bulgari, but I don't. And now the reason why I choose not to collect watches is because I don't know if you might find this a bit weird, but I watch people go crazy with their addiction to watches, and it's almost like I'm living it with them. You know the ones that go mad about watches.
Alex, I have a shop here with aged meat, very high-end food, and I'm eating a convenience store sausage. So I definitely can understand what you're talking about.
Alex, what do you think of Squale?
Squale?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know what Diego was saying. I thought guns were illegal in England.
Collectible guns is okay.
Perpetual time. Do you do buying, selling of watches on special request right now, if possible?
Yes. So I buy and sell for private individuals or people. Yeah. So private collectors or people that I know. I do quite a bit. So that's on the marginal VAT that I do that for. So I do that all legitimately. Like I actually just sold a Tag Heuer Monaco that retails for 4,550, and I sold it for 3,495 brand new 2021.
Wow.
So what I can do is my brother will be coming to Pakistan, and I have a rose gold day date. I can give it to him when he go back to UK. If you can sell it, that watch, if that is possible for you. But that watch won't have papers.
They need to.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem. Yeah, I can do that. Just with Atomic Turtle, guns are legal in the UK. Difficult to get. Need a member of. Well, actually, I've applied for my shotgun license, so I think I'm granted. I've been granted it, so I'm waiting for it to come through. So I'm allowed to have a firearm. Oh, shotgun and firearm. So hopefully a 2.2 and a shotgun as well.
Could you defend yourself with a firearm?
No. Listen, I'm not gonna have it on my work and start pointing at people. No. That's for
Hunting.
clay shooting or pheasant shooting or wood pigeon.
You know, Saad is actually a leading expert in clay shooting. He's got a collection of Purdy's, don't you, Saad?
Also, his father used to be in the Olympics or something.
Really? What Purdy's?
I have side-by-side Purdy's, 12 bore, side-by-side. I have 80,000 pounds.
You got a pair of Purdy's?
Yes, James Purdy. I have.
They're owned by Richmond, by the way. Richmond Group owns Purdy now, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a Winchester SX3?
No, not that. But I have Wesley Richards.
Well,
Wesley Richards is one of the best also. But the best ones that I have is basically F class. Those are long range shootings, basically 1,000 meters. Those are other categories, which is not mostly in UK. That is American class shooting.
Yeah, well, my father's got a Winchester SX3 on his license, which is the world's fastest shotgun, and I think it shoots 11 or 12 in its chamber.
Wow.
The best in that is Parazzi.
Parazzi,
yeah. Parazzi, yeah.
My first cousin was European champion. He was sponsored by Parazzi.
Oh yes, that is called the Rolls Royce of shotguns.
Beautiful. Oh, they're stunning. I love the engraving. You know, the hand
Yeah.
engraving that they do. Oh, it's
My
amazing.
birdie is custom engraved and it is made for my, I am a left-hander basically. So the stock is made.
So you're left.
Yes, I am lefty.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so it is
brilliant.
all designed for me.
So you shoot from your left.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
The problem is all of my guns are custom made for me and my father, So the guns that my father used, I cannot use them. I cannot use those guns, and the
Your
guns
father is
that
not
I use,
lefty?
I write with my my right hand, but the guns that I use, I am basically the problem is my master eye is my left. Left is
Ah,
my master eye.
and
So
your
that is
father?
why my father's master eye is right, and
Ah,
he is
shit,
ISF.
I see.
He has remained third, ranked third in the world. So in Japan and other countries. So that is why I cannot use his guns. It's all custom made
Ah,
in Germany and
shit.
stuff.
God,
Well-
I tell you what, guys, you know about Cuban cigars, right? One thing I got to tell you is, guys, when you come to the last bit, man, my head is spinning.
The
Nice.
cigars, it look like they made
Guys.
Things are good, no pain. Wonderful.
Guys, I got to tell you, man, I'm not feeling so well at the moment. Let me have that. Get those super chats. Where's the super chats gone? I'm feeling ill. What's happening here?
We need a super chats for the cure
I've
of
got to shoot off,
Archie
Archie.
Luxury.
It's getting late for me.
Please,
Hey,
everyone.
hey, Alex, it's been a great honor to have
Thank you
you
for
on
having
the
me on.
stream.
Nice to meet
Man,
everybody.
we love you,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah. No, thank you
Your
for having me.
Instagram
Thank
is
you, Alex.
perpetual_time_LTD. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nice to see everybody.
Nice to
I'm
see
not
you,
feeling
Alex.
well.
Take care, mate.
Oh my
Take care. See you later.
You do know, Archie, you owe a vomiting, if I remember, from long time ago. Hey, wasn't that some kind of deal where you were supposed to vomit
Let's not
and
talk about that at the moment.
it didn't happen?
Archie, take a glass of water or something.
Take a glass of water. Yeah, just hang on, guys. I'm
Super
not
chat, by
feeling
the
well.
way.
Well,
Paul
that's
Silisi,
because, as Paul Silisi is telling you in a super chat, and you can read it.
never smoke a cigar. Arch, you never smoke a cigar on an empty stomach. I had some chickens last night, but
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Really?
but that's
I didn't
last
know that.
night.
That's a bit far away.
Really? I didn't do that.
guys, I want to talk to you there. I got to say this to you. Look, you know what I've realized in life, guys? You don't need to have everything. I tell you honestly, my God, I'm turning green. Look, guys, I want to say this to you. The watches are cool. Watches are cool hobby to have. I got to tell you, I'm basically finished my collecting. That's it. It's over.
It seems like that, Arch.
Yeah, I got to pay those credit cards back. You know, those interest-free deals.
Right.
Me too. Basically, if I don't get the Platina Daytona, I don't give a shit. I'm okay with what I have. But...
And I got to tell you guys, seriously, I think realistically, you know, sometimes you have enough. Bear, have you got enough? Tell me this. Have you got enough now or not?
Yes, but I still want more.
You still want more? How many more do you want?
I don't know, but you know how sick I am, Arch. Right now, I am bugging my AD.
Yeah, you haven't had an aged Cuban cigar, Bear, believe you me.
That's true. That's true.
You know, guys. I mean, I'm going to wait for this Platina Daytona if they ever going to call me because I still struggling with money, so I can wait, let's say, 2 years. But if I don't get that, one watch that was in my target mind, and I think I told Archie before, and he told me don't buy it. It was the Blopan 50 Phantom with that annual calendar. I really fall in love with that kind of Blopan.
You would not buy that brand new, would you?
No, I don't think so. And no, I don't think so. But Archie told me don't buy it.
Why do you? What's the
Don't
size
take it.
of that blank pen?
I think it's a 44, no, Archie?
I have a blank pen 50 bottoms. I never wear it because I honestly,
Just
to be
cover
honest.
me for a minute. I'm just going to get some water. I'll
Go
be
ahead.
back in a minute.
It's just a bit big. It feels very big on the wrist.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. And you know, Bear, you know, I own the Panerai, so I'm not scared of something big. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
Archie's
do.
not
But
feeling
see,
well.
go ahead,
yeah.
Michael.
Who said something?
By the way, Pierre, you have Platinum Daytona and Day-Date Platinum, both of them, right? 40.
No, I don't have Platinum Daytona, unfortunately.
You will get one.
I have a Platinum Day-Date.
And what do you think about that? What's your
I'm in love. That's my favorite Day-Date.
And what else you have in Platinum?
In Platinum, I have nothing else.
And Day-Date 40, do you have in yellow gold also?
I have a yellow gold champagne dial, so-called Soprano in 40 millimeter Day-Date.
Yeah. This is so much the FU.
And I have the yellow gold black dial Day-Date, which I love.
So you have 3 40mm Day-Dates.
Yes,
no,
sir.
you have one 44, the most FU Rolex ever in
No,
yellow
but he's
gold.
asking me about the Day-Dates. I know
Yeah.
Saad is a big
Day-Date,
fan of Day-Dates.
And Beer, what do you think about white gold as a whole? What do you think about white gold as a metal?
I love white gold. To be honest with you, I have the black dial GMT Master Pepsi in white gold, and I think Rolex does a beautiful white gold. It just has a very different glow from the steel. I know that you cannot really produce that and you know that, Marcelo, from your Cookie Monster or Smurf. I could like to call it Cookie Monster. There is a certain glow of that white gold. It's just unique, and I think nobody compares in white gold to Rolex. To be very honest with you,
you know, one thing that I like about the Rolex white gold, I think they are the one that revolution this that everybody else copy after. Is that the material, the whole material is white.
Correct. They're basically, their mix is going all through the metal.
Exactly.
It's not just cover where eventually can actually get yellow spots.
Yeah. And I had this problem, especially
gray
when
gold,
we went
basically they call it gray gold.
And I have this problem when I went to check with my wife some jewelry in Cartier and also with Tiffany's, and they show us white gold, and I come, it's like, this is plated, right? Okay, good. And she said, yeah. And then my wife looked at me like, what do you mean plated? But this is gold. I said, yeah, it's gold, but it's plated.
But plated in a way that it gives a different appearance, yeah.
Yeah.
Saad, you have any platinum pieces?
No, but this is what I wanted to ask you. I have been offered a 36mm 116206. You remember the old ones, 116206, the one with the glacier blue, ice blue dial, with the polished bezel.
Smooth bezel,
but
yeah.
This smooth bezel. But this is what I wanted to confirm from you. Will the smaller watches have a comeback in the future?
They already are coming back. The whole big watch mentality, big watch idea is slowly dissipating. From what I see trending is that watches are returning to smaller watches. So frankly, 36 millimeter Day-Date is a wonderful size for the Day-Date. I maybe like for a big, fat, large guy like me, it probably would be a little bit small. People usually always talk about size of the watches in comparison to the wrist. Well, in reality, I look at it more as a whole body appearance and what watch looks on you from the perspective as a person. You are a very thin, elegant guy, and you can pull 36 millimeter wonderfully. So I think that would be a great buy, by the way. And yeah, I've seen the super chats. Can we hear Snake's bio?
Chickens. Yes, here we go. Blue
Job,
comment,
background, and life.
Yes.
Mike the Snake, they want to hear a little bit about you. your job, your background. I know you spoke about it before. You want to kind of touch on it and give us a synopsis? Mikey.
You know, I started out blurting a lot of my personal information out, and I've realized that that's not probably the best idea. But you know, I can say that in my younger years, my parents got divorced. I took a hard left turn. I was lost on drugs for about 10 years. Lived as a homeless person under a bridge for a few years. In 2000, I came home and I straightened out, and I'm 21 years clean now. And I've straightened my life out, and I'm happy. I have a loving family, and I'm doing well.
Wonderful, Mike.
Yeah. But also you forgot to mention that you also have family in the wine industry, and also family in one more industry that
there's so many things I've done, and yeah, my family's in the wine industry. We own vineyards.
Beautiful.
I've worked as a welder. I've done underground plumbing, hooking up all of the wine equipment. I've driven heavy equipment. I'm a pilot. I race motorcycles. I race cars.
you used to fly planes as well. You're a licensed pilot. Pilot?
Yeah, I'm a pilot.
Wow.
Yes. I was California champion racing model race cars, radio controlled off road model race cars.
Mm-hmm.
I was ranked 19th in the U.S. Racing off road model race cars.
Mikey, yesterday you wanted to show us something and you got interrupted. There was some kind of antique that you wanted to share with the viewers?
Yes.
Hello, Woody.
Let me. I think here. Let me.
Hi there, Archie. How
We were talking about
you?
antiques. This is a picture from the Ming Dynasty.
Center it, Mikey. Center it on our screen. Okay.
Okay, that's one. This is a tapestry made completely out of gold thread.
Turkish?
I believe so. I'm not sure. It's an antique, given to me by my mother.
Beautiful.
This is my display case with curved glass that I keep my watches in usually. But right now everything's wrapped up because it's fire season.
That's really interesting.
That's
Leads,
my
$2.
prize.
These leads are weak, AC3.
Archie, who is on the stream? Who is that Woody?
Hello, Woody. Who are you?
Hello there, guys. I just came on to talk watches.
What the fuck is? Who is this? Who is this supposed to be?
Archie, by the way, I want to tell you, you know that.
Show the picture. I want to see. Is this REG? Is this REG, Archie? This is REG. Hi, REG.
This is Woody. How
hi, Woody.
are you going there?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, you spineless little shit.
This is a really exciting stream I'm on today.
Wonderful.
He's talking very slowly.
Woody Allen Reynolds.
I love to talk about watches.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice.
I love your collection there. It's
Thank you,
really
Woody.
nice.
Thank you, Woody.
Actually, I wanted to tell you, this Persian carpets, they become a collection by themselves. The prices skyrocket now. Fuck me.
Wow.
They've always been collectible. What are you talking about?
No, the prices now like getting
They've always been
insanely crazy.
expensive. What are you talking about?
No,
I
but
have-
What are you
hell?
talking about?
I have a
even
very
more.
beautiful Kashan rug
Bloody
here,
hell.
Persian rug.
No, I
You
because
guys
no, what you
brag
said.
about your fucking carpets as much as you like. There's only one person on this fucking stream that has a luxury carpet. And that is
Archie.
Archie.
Yeah, I have
fucking
Beatles on
luxury.
mine. Yes.
Yes.
The only
And I
one.
gotta say, the synthetic carpet is so much more luxurious than that beetle-eaten shit that I had before.
Super chat from Madman.
I don't
Madman.
want any drama.
Madman, $5. Keen on white dial Zenith
I
Chronosport. I'd love
wanna
a Panda,
talk
but can't get
about
one at retail yet.
watches.
But genuinely
Actually,
like
make it quiet
Zenith.
for you to read the text.
Zenith. Panel's thoughts on the Zenith.
I like Zenith.
You see, he's talking about the Daytona homage
Panda,
one,
yeah.
right? That one that actually it won the one of the awards from the GPHG. It's, believe it or not, one to get from Zenith. It's hard to get. It's they're actually waiting list, at least in Canada. And they sell either at retail or slightly above retail, which is very unusual for
The
Zenith.
Zenith
So
is an amazing watch.
Super chat.
I love the Zenith. Amazing.
Leadzilla, $2. Dump Marcelo. He's the weakest lead.
at this point, dumping Marcelo will cost you only $20.
No, we
At
can
this
go 10.
point.
We can go 10. We can.
The 10 maybe in another 15, 20 minutes. But at this
Bear,
point,
I want to ask you something, Bear. Tell me this, Bear. I want to ask
Yes.
you some personal advice from the Bear.
go ahead, Arch.
Bear,
Mm.
I'm getting old. I'm nearly 50, okay?
That's not old, Arch.
49,
That's the
49.
best age
You're
to
not
be at.
old. You're not old, Archie.
Thank you, Mike the Snake.
Tell me this, Bear. For my collection, I got 4 Patek's. I downsized because I had 6, then it's down to 4. I've got a couple. So I've kind of said this. 3 modern Rolex steel usable. A
Good.
Speedy, modern classic, the previous version. You know, that's a
Perfect.
got a bit
Big
of-
box.
big box.
Nice.
And I got the Reverso. 5
Nice.
steel stunners and 4 of the girl size, lady size Pateks.
I would
That's my-
say if you're going to drop anything,
Yeah.
I would drop one Calatrava, whichever you prefer to drop. If you're going to drop anything, and I would stop. That's it.
That's it.
That's
say,
it. You got
Actually,
it.
what is the story with the reverse? I know you. It's very important for you. It's very,
No, I got that
very
for my
important.
40th. My wife bought that for me for my 40th. That's all it is.
But
That's all it
you
is.
have a 2 Calatravas, you have a wartime, and you have the one you got for your birthday as well that you rebought, right? The
Yes, it's the annual calendar.
annual calendar. Annual calendar has to stay. Wartime has to stay. So you get rid of one Calatrava if you want to. If you want to.
Super chat.
But otherwise, I can't see any intelligence, any good coming out of selling either wartime or annual calendar. I really don't. Why would you?
Do you think there's any upside to these, Bear? Will they ever be collectible?
Of course, Arch. It's a Patek. Your wartime is beautiful, man. Why would you question that? I don't understand. Obviously, if you are desperate and you need the money.
Because I was told I've got girl size.
We were actually talking while you were vomiting or whatever the
What?
fuck were you doing there. We were talking about the size of the watches, right? And I see personally, and I follow this.
There we go.
I see.
Here we
RG,
go, Bear.
I'll let you talk. Sorry. Go ahead,
Look at this.
RG. Woody. Go ahead, Woody. Woody got shy. Paul,
There you
I
go.
see the trend
There you
is
go.
actually leaning toward beautiful.
Ah,
Beautiful.
you crazy, Arch.
Come on, Paul. Why would you
Pure
question
class.
yourself on this?
I
Why
want
would
to
you
say
question
that
yourself?
I was one of the people that made
because I've just been told I got girl size Patek's, and you know,
Actually, the
girl
trend
size.
is moving towards smaller watches.
Yeah, and
Paul.
who give a shit what they say, Archie? This is your damn watches.
The male gods.
Paul
I love that top
Salicius,
row. Beyond belief.
$5. Art, stop it. World time is on fire.
Yeah, but you know that you just want to hear it, Dutch. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know anymore.
Nah.
Yeah,
you know,
you do
That
know
top
that.
row is beautiful.
yeah, I gotta
Gorgeous.
tell.
I could lose the rest underneath.
Look,
Yeah.
guys, I have a Panerai that is 47 millimeter that look like a Barima ugly
Bright
clock,
blue
and I still
comet
love
super
it.
chat. Bright blue comet super chat.
Bright blue comment, $2. Arch, I'd sell your Speedy and buy a new one.
No,
No.
Nope.
I own
Wrong.
both.
Oh,
I
you own both.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's my
Beautiful.
opinion.
Archie collection is perfect. What do you want, Archie?
Look,
Does the model number of the sapphire one have? Is that different? That's not 3570, is it?
Yes, a different reference.
Archie,
You're
you
talking
always
the
get it.
the Speedy.
Speedy. Yeah.
See, that's a cool thing, and this is why I wish Archie had a sapphire from the previous generation. They actually had a better finish on their movements. Their finish on the sapphire Speedy on the previous movement was gorgeous. It's almost like a best looking mechanical movement. It almost looks like a handmade hand
That's an
finish.
1863, is it?
Correct.
1863?
The architecture is same, everything is same, just the finish is nicer, right? On the new version, the sapphire and hazelite are identical. There is no difference in the movement. I also think that your movement is nicer architecturally and finish than the new Speedy. Also, I'm not overly crazy about the bracelet. I'm not overly crazy about the clasp. If I'm going to pick, I would pick Archie's over the new one.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
Archie, actually, you know, you have this pay reviews when they come and ask you advice about the watches and they show you the picture.
Yeah.
Forget about the watches you have, and somebody send you this picture now for pay review. This right now, what you showing us now.
Yeah, you treat it like someone else's collection.
Exactly. What would be now? I mean, what you would tell me to do with this now?
Oh, look, I tell you honestly, I think it's gorgeous. You got nice 3 very different Pateks, a world time and annual, and you've got a simple Calatrava. That's perfect.
But this is
Nothing
missing
more.
one of your Calatravas.
That's a pretty
Yes,
perfect,
it's the white
perfect
gold
looking
one.
collection.
The white gold one. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it there, Bear. That's
absolutely perfect. Perfect.
I don't think it matters. Investment times. You know,
no,
people
if I would
talk
ask
about,
you, look, I want to change something. Would you let me change something this here?
I don't think you need to. Why would you need to? Just
I'll
leave
change
it.
the box.
Change the
Yes.
box. Change the
Yes.
box.
The Louis Vuitton box, why you should change the box?
Sad, you said it. Look how weirdly they sit in that box.
By the way, guys, someone was asking me, is there any cheaper boxes? There's one on eBay. One of these watch boxes is in Australia. eBay with the beige interior.
How much?
It's 8,000 Australian, but there's a $300 coupon you can use on that.
That's
You'll
actually
take
not
offers.
bad. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
I've never seen much, and it's the tax. If you're in Australia, it's already got the taxes on it because you don't have to pay the taxes to bring it in. But I gotta say, guys, you know, this whole watch collecting hobby, watches themselves, you're never happy. I don't understand this hobby. You're always, you know, when a Leadzilla, $2, Archie, week leads, week show. It's I gotta say, guys, seriously, Bear, do you buy things? Your collection now is so fantastic. Marcelo, Marcelo keeps his watches as a hold of value. You keep it as a bit of a. Everybody keeps it as a bit of a
Yeah,
hold of
but I'm
value.
holding them, but I'm wearing them,
course,
Archie.
of course.
I don't put them in the safe, you know, and
And
forget
Mike,
about them. I put some
well,
of them, but I all the time.
we lost that guy. He's fallen
Yeah.
off. It's
All the
sad.
time I go to the safe and I wear the watches, you know. I don't just leave a
Yeah.
watch as an investment and forget about it.
No, exactly right there. I got to say, the world we're in now is crazy. I think inflation is going crazy, you know, unofficially.
Logical.
You know.
Logical. I mean,
The sad
they're printing money like crazy to compensate
they are.
for pandemic, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Mike, have you finished your collection?
For the time being, after I get my Kermit, that'll be the last watch I'm able to buy for a long time.
You're getting a
never cared
Kermit?
it. Yes, he's getting it from
I'm waiting on a settlement
money.
check, and then within about 3 days I'll have it. But the deal is done.
Excellent. Is it at the
Wheezes.
retail or secondary market?
No, it's from a gentleman who lives near me, and it's all original, box papers, receipt, card.
Is
mint
it ceramic
condition.
or the original?
It's a
Kermit?
2020 41 millimeter Kermit.
Okay.
It's a
Wizard is here.
the latest model.
Mike the Snake, I could have got you the same fucking watch for double the price.
Not that good. Not that good.
Okay.
It's not green rooms quality. It's not
Yeah,
green
but
room quality.
that'll be the last watch I'm able to afford for a while, Archie.
8
Almighty.
minutes. We've got 8 minutes and we're wrapping up, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to ask Marcelo, any dreams of a fancy car? You can get. Would you know, you're in a city. You don't even want a car, do you?
I don't
Don't want one. Bear, you never been a car person. Would you ever buy yourself a Mercedes Benz or
No, I told you I'm actually most likely going to get
Toyota?
Toyota.
Toyota. Good idea. And
Look, I always dream as a kid, as most of us, like Ferrari.
ABC, any cars that are on your horizon?
No, I've got an old BMW 5, so that's all right.
Oh,
for
what
now.
year?
That's nice.
2015.
Oh, they're a nice car. That's a Bengal design, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No. That's quite a nice. Well,
It's an
that's a nice car.
F10, F10 base.
Archie, what do you think?
What engine?
520, 2 liter diesel.
Archie, what do you
Well,
think? In
petrol's
1980,
too expensive.
in 1984,
Petrol is going berserk, man. The pricing on the petrol is a fucking disaster.
That's true.
I heard
yeah.
it's supposed to get up to $16 a
Marcelo, a
gallon.
1984
yeah,
what?
1984. My uncle car was in 1984, brand new,
Yeah.
BMW 325 convertible.
Oh, that's a nice car. That
is a nice car.
that'd be if it was 1984. It'd be a 325e. ETA engine. It's the ETA, which is they don't like the ETA because that was a low revving engine. It didn't really rev. That was the economy, the 325e, and it wasn't a proper convertible. It was a Baura B-A-U-R convertible. It wasn't a proper cabriolet. It was kind of like a Targa. Not the real. Yeah,
Like
but
a
still,
hard-top convertible.
no, it's hard to describe it. It was done by Bora used to do conversions on Volkswagens as well. The real plastic $2. Wizard, I buy my watches at 3 times retail. There we go, guys. We're going to be wrapping up. Bear, what did you think of the show today? How was
It
it?
was good. It was
Talk to me.
relaxing. It was good conversation.
We
We
had
had
the
all kind of
watchmaker.
topics. We had a watchmaker. We had everything going on. I know that people prefer drama and prefer conflict and all that kind of stuff, but today was more about watches, about life, and so on. So it was okay. I think. What do you think, Paul? Was it good?
We
live
had
stream?
fun. We're talking there.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of friends sitting and having a chat. And actually, chat today was quite interesting. I was following. It was some funny shit there.
Just be
So-
careful with those cigars you smoke, guys. Just slow down a bit. I got to be totally honest with you. Those Cubans, my God, man, they are vicious. You know, the Cuban cigars can be very, very vicious. Let me just say that to you.
Actually, I was playing a little bit with the StreamYard, with
Yes.
the system. It's a lot of interesting things to do, man.
Yeah, what do you
should-
think about Diego?
What do I think about Diego?
Yes.
My
bring the
my opinion of Diego
Shut up, Marcelo,
coincides
shut
with
up.
yours. It truly coincides with yours. How's that?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
It fully coincides with your opinion. We are in full agreement.
And here we go. Joe Kramer, $2. Drop a link for the after chat. Guys, we're going to wrap this up. I love you, Zor.
I love you too,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Bye,
Thank you
Archie.
for
Feel
having us
better.
on
Cheers,
stream.
Archie.
Feel better.
There is a
Archie,
super chat, super chat, super chat.
Super
Oh,
chat.
Yep. Super chat. Super chat is the leads a week. Press 1 to dump Marcelo forever. Press 2 to keep.
I'm
See you
pressing 2
later,
right
guys.
away. I'm pressing 2 right away.